Simon, if you could come and just be hovering around a little bit. Have you got early betting for the first? I'll show you a few. I might say, let's have a look at a few of the shots in the race.
Yep, and then when you're ready, I've got runners for you.
Give me a go.
Struggle.
Action-packed.
Countrywide.
Sports for all.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to South Devon. Welcome to Flete Park Racecourse. We're close to the town of Ivy Bridge in South Devon. not too far away from Plymouth either. Beautiful day for point-to-pointing. The point-to-point bandwagon, as far as the Devon and Cornwall area is concerned, has rolled out of Cheltenham last night. Plenty of supporters of the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area at the Hunter Chase evening at Cheltenham last night, but the bandwagon has rolled down the M5, managed to dodge some of the heavy traffic and end up here in South Devon at, I always use the expression, lovely Flete Park, and sometimes we're trying to sell something, say lovely, and don't necessarily always mean it in the media, but here we are talking about lovely Flete Park, and our thanks to the Mildmay White family for its support and it allowing us to run this second Fleet point-to-point of April here in this lovely parkland. This is the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company fixture. It was the Dartmoor Hunt the other day. Today it's the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, and we'll talk more about the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company as the afternoon goes on. It's the company which used to run racing at Totnes until the Second World War. Racing then went, but and the land was sold, but the money that was accrued from that has been invested in point-to-pointing and hunter chasing in the Devon and Cornwall area. And to be perfectly honest, without the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, it's debatable just how much this could actually take place. It would, of course, take place. This is the heartland of point-to-pointing, but that races company has played a very big part. The sun is out, the ground has been well watered, and everyone very happy with conditions, that they're safe this afternoon, and there's been a steady stream of horse boxes arriving way over my right shoulder, so we'll have a decent number of runners from the entries during this afternoon. 6 races in all, starting at 2 o'clock with the Francis Clark Maiden. That's attracted 8 runners. We'll have a look at the 8 runners in just a few moments' time. So the first at 2 o'clock, then 2:35, the Hassel Law Restricted, and some interesting contenders in that race. 3:10, the feature, one of the features of point-to-pointing in the Devon and Cornwall area. It's the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company Ladies Open, staged over 4 miles, and one of the entries is Board of Trade, which won it last year, was actually a faller at the first Fleet fixture. Then race 4, 3:45, the Marchand Petit 2.5 mile race conditions race that we're looking forward to there. Race 5 at 4:20, the Bruin Dolphin sponsored Artemis Morgan Happiest When Hunting novice riders race, famously won by Otis Morgan, the late Artemis's brother, 12 months ago. He will be in the race again, riding alternative this time. Last year it was Skylander, but that one's picked up a bit of an injury, so he's not racing today. And then we round off with a race for veteran horses, sponsored by Olympus Plant and Tool Hire from Newton Abbot. So plenty to look forward to this afternoon. I wonder whether we've got cameras dotted around this beautiful parkland, so let's just use some of those to just give an idea of who's here. So that's looking from behind the car parking area across the racecourse towards the third last fence in the distance, and that gives you such a good idea of just what we have here. What a gem of a point-to-point course here in the Devon and Cornwall area we have. Wonder whether we can move to any of our other cameras. Oh look, that is the absolute reverse. We flipped there. So that is the camera over near the third last fence looking back towards the cars. And as you can see, the organisers of this fixture will be very pleased to see the number of cars. What they like is the car park on the bank to fill up, which it has, then cars to fill the centre of the racecourse, which they're beginning to do now. They have an overflow car park. They get really excited when the cars start going into that one as well. A big old crowd expected this afternoon. What else have we got camera-wise? Have we got anywhere else? Oh, that one moves very nicely. So that gives us a really nice idea, and you can see in the centre of the course, near those trees, plenty of tents and plenty of other activity. And this is South Devon countryside at its very best. Some very large picnics in there as well. People have poured out of Plymouth, they poured out of Exeter, they poured in from across Devon and Cornwall to this very popular pastime, as well as being an important horsey event with the 6 races taking place this afternoon, a very important social event as well here in Flete Park. On April the 30th, 2022, our second Fleet fixture starting at 2 o'clock. And I think we can, before we look at the betting for the first race, we might have a look at the runners and riders who will be appearing in the paddock in the not too distant future. We've got a list, here they are, of the runners and riders in our first race this afternoon. So number 1, Autumn Gold. Harry Greasby rides this. Harry Greasby has travelled down from the Cotswolds, associated with the Fergal O'Brien stable, and he rides number 1, Autumn Gold. 2 doesn't go, but 3 does. 3 is Call Simon. Josh Newman, his only ride of the day. Josh, who recently passed 100 point-to-point winners, or reached 100 point-to-point winners. And Call Simon, there's slight change of colours. We'll talk about colours as the afternoon goes on, but they were due to be green and pink, but they're actually green and orange colours that will be sported by Call Simon and Josh Newman, by Josh Newman on Call Simon. Then 4 and 5 don't go, but 6 does. 6 is Gunner Vic. Good old Gunner Vic for the Thomas family. And Vinnie Webster is on board Gunner Vic. Then 7 doesn't go, but 8 does. Hold Me Tight. Chloe Emsley on board Hold Me Tight, trained by Ed Walker. Ed Walker and Chloe Emsley, a formidable partnership in these parts, and represented here by Hold Me Tight, which ran with credit at the first Fleet fixture. Then 9, Jane's Price Less runs. Fionn Summers on board Jane's Price Less. Jane Nichols is the owner, trainer, breeder of that one. Then 10, this is interesting, Milltown Bridge. Aaron Butterfield rides. Aaron, who's had a terrific year with Footloose. Gordon Chambers, a very well-known figure in the Devon and Cornwall area. He trains Milltown Bridge for Jenny Luscombe, and this ran an eye-catching first race in the UK at the first Fleet meeting of the season. Then 12 and 13 don't go, but 14 does. 14 is River Tour. River Tour trained by Rebecca Branton. Connor Houlihan, the rider on board, now a pupil assistant to Paul Nichols. Connor, and Paul is here at Fleet this afternoon. His daughter Olive will be riding in the 4-miler later on. River Tour was rather luckless last time when running out. And then number 15 makes up the field. 15 is Star Walker, ridden by Jimmy Cole, who is also the owner-trainer of that particular horse. So those are your runners and riders for our first race this afternoon. The paddock's still empty. We'll be joined in the paddock very shortly by the horses, and our cameras do allow a close-up look of all of the contenders. I should say that this is the latest of the live streams presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area. These pioneering, I think I can use the word pioneering live streams. They were going to do it anyway, and then lockdown and the fact that crowds couldn't come to the races just spurred Frank Yeo and the team in the Devon and Cornwall area on. And yeah, we're at this latest one is from Flete Park this afternoon. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to hear in just a second from Simon Knott, our betting guru. But first of all, just to demonstrate that we're everywhere, let's have a look at the betting area.
There we go, today's bookmakers. 12 of them here today. Andrew Williams betting on the Guineas, look. Simon?
Morning, superstar.
Hello Richard, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
A ray of sunshine as always?
The happiest bookmaker on course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I probably will.
Brian?
John, we got John. Got problems. Any bets on the
Dave
first
Spice,
race there,
best
Big
turned
John?
out award for Dave Spice.
First race, Flete Park. We like a bet then.
Simon Knott in the betting ring, where he will be throughout the afternoon, keeping us in touch with the odds for the various horses that will be taking place during the afternoon. How many? In fact, he's legged it here now. How many bookmakers was that altogether?
Just get my breath back. There's 12 there. 12.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And a vibe about the place.
Yeah, real vibe, just like the last time. Yeah, really good. They're already doing good business. A lot of people around, people having picnics. A lot of people around the bookies already. With quarter of an hour to go is a really good sign. So, yeah.
Excellent. Well, so what have we got? So, who's favourite for our first race?
The eye catcher that you mentioned, Milltown Bridge, is a 2-to-1 favourite. Looked to be going pretty well last time and could improve on that. There's a very tight betting race though. Going down the card, Awesome Gold is 14-1. Cool Simon is competing for favouritism with a 9-4 chance. 7-2 Gunner Vic, 7-2 Hope Be Tight, 14-1 James Priceless. As we said, Milltown Bridge 2-1. River Tour, Three Shrewdies fancy that one, is a 10-1 chance, and Star Walker 16. So it's very competitive for a point.
So, but is this Milltown Bridges a sort of pretty solid favourite? Is he?
He's solid, but they're fairly early, so still waiting to see what happens. See if the money comes for it or not.
Because we've still got a few minutes till
they're a bit defensive. They've priced up defensively with it for what it's actually shown, but they are guessing what it might be able to show. They've read between the lines with it, so they're waiting to see if the money comes in.
What about Hold Me Tight? Number 8 on the card, because that ran with plenty of credit here the other day.
Yeah, that was a 7-2 chance when I looked, but it's fairly early. They've all priced up fairly defensively. This is an organic market. They'll wait until the punters make a move, and then things will start to organically strengthen or lengthen. So just like the good old days, it will be public money that makes the market here.
Which is the idea of the exercise.
Absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. And just to confirm, the ground today is good ground here at Flete today, and they have done an enormous amount of work. The amount of water that they put on the racecourse is absolutely astonishing. Simon's going to keep us in touch. Maybe you'll send send a little bit more of your excellent filming from the betting ring as horses appear in the paddock for our first race this afternoon. So we're obviously very keen to see number 10, which is our favourite, who's just there he is. Let's stick with him. So that is our favourite here, number 10, which is Milltown Bridge, and Milltown Bridge is a 5-year-old by Okavango. Looks fabulous, doesn't he? Absolutely fabulous. This guy, Gordon Chambers, trains him. Qualified via the Spooners and West Dartmoor Hunt. Will be ridden by his rider today, Aaron Butterfield, in the colours of Jenny Luscombe, ex-Irish pointer. Ran over 2.5 miles here a fortnight ago and was certainly doing his best work at the end, finishing third behind Minimalistic, beaten 17 lengths. But the efforts that this horse put in Ireland were not devoid of promise. Pedigree-wise, there's plenty to advertise this guy because Milltown Bridge is a half-brother to Holstone. Holstone, good horse trained by Nigel Twiston Davis, and has won 10 races, I think, including a Grade 2 hurdle at Haydock in February off a very long break. Love these shots. Stick with him so we get a real good look at number 10, Milltown Bridge. That Holstone is rated in the 140s, but has been even higher than that. So probably with the pedigree, with the promising runs in Ireland, and with the promising run the other day here when third, this Milltown Bridge, hardly surprising that he has such a prominent position in the betting, and he looks great. Real credit to those involved with him. So what else have we got in the paddock? Another one that got a good mention was number 3, Cool Simon. What have we got behind? And that is, gosh, it's as though they're listening to me. There is Cool Simon, and Cool Simon is a 7-year-old by Fame and Glory. Good sort. And this horse, trained by Robert Channin, qualified via the Tiverton Staghounds, and various Channins and Andrew and Sue Knox are the owners of Cool Simon. Darren Andrews rode him in a maiden race at Dunsmore, and I thought he ran okay when third, not beaten far in the race won by Jet Me Out of Here. Never really got in a blow. He'll be sharper for that first run in a couple of months. This Cool Simon, do you remember him running under rules? Philip Hobbs, I think, trained him. Nicky Martin certainly trained him. No wins, but a few thirds, a few fourths as well, and they bode pretty well. The third place that he achieved at Warwick at Christmas time about 18 months ago is certainly one that gives plenty of encouragement. And when we see the riders in a minute, we'll see that the colours, rather than being, I'm not sure you'll be able to tell the difference actually via television, but are green and orange as opposed to green and pink. But lovely shots there of number 3, which is Call Simon. Another I'm really interested in is number 14, River Tour. And River Tour's just, there he is, right in the centre of our picture now. And the reason I'm really interested in River Tour, he's a 6-year-old by Sholokov. Form figures don't look particularly promising, do they? A P and an R of late. Rebecca Branton trains this for Avner Maxwell, Lady Avner Maxwell, qualified via the Devon and Somerset Staghounds. But as sometimes is the case, the form figures don't tell the whole story, because he ran with promise for most of the way before being pulled up at Badbury Rings. That was the time before last. And then he ran out last time when I would have thought still in with a definite shout at Trebudanon. And I see that Avner Maxwell's partner, John Edwards, the former trainer, is here at the point-to-point today. And I think this one is of considerable interest. Was rated a 10-to-1 shot when last time we heard. And there he is. Good old shots of number 14, River Tour. Behind there, behind him, that's Hold Me Tight, number 8. Stick with Hold Me Tight. Now, Hold Me Tight, Ed Walker trains, qualified via the Beaufort Hunt. 8-year-old by Zophony, this guy. Quite a lot of experience. Tiny bit in and out, if one's honest, owned by Wendy Jarrett. That was a creditable second last time behind Champions Hill over the course and the distance a fortnight ago. The run prior to that, not a lot to report, was behind Call Simon on that occasion. But before that, the third at Cotley and the 5th at Milbourne St Andrew, both over 2.5 miles, were not bad at all. And Hold Me Tight, clearly in good hands, the Ed Walker hands. Ed Walker, husband of Polly Gundry, trains under rules, such a well-known figure in these parts and indeed across British racing. Hold Me Tight in good hands, and that was quite a promising run last time out. So good old shots there of Hold Me Tight as we return to the betting ring and Simon.
Okay, so here's the betting ring behind us. As you can see, 12 bookies, lots of punters around already. A really good maiden for people to get their teeth stuck into. Last time the bookies made absolute fortunes. All the results went in their favour. So let's hope a few favourites win today and they don't go home so happy.
Thanks to Simon in the betting ring. I wonder how they'll get on this afternoon. Can tell you the best turned out horse is Milltown Bridge, and Trudy Lane Parsons has won the award for turning out Milltown Bridge so beautifully there. Well done to Trudy, as we see the horses continuing to walk through. There's number 1, Autumn Gold, just going through. We'll stick with number 9 here. Number 9 is Jane's Priceless, 6-year-old mare by Jelani, making her racecourse debut today. Owner-trainer bred. Jelani, do you remember Jelani? Was trained by someone unlikely, Andy Turnell, I think it was, to finish 5th in the Dante Stakes at York. And a few years ago now, and in fact Bolin Eric, who's got progeny running, or entered anyway at Fleet this afternoon, was 2nd in that race, won the St Leger. And Jelani also finished with a right flourish in High Chaparral's Derby, finishing about 4th. So there's Jane's Priceless and Fionn Summers riding that, and you'll be able to spot her with Fionn in those mauve and yellow colours, as the horses now or the jockeys have been given the instruction to mount, and they'll shortly be on their way to the starting point. People here being asked to clear the course so the horses can go to the start. That those colours are going to be easy to spot during the race. The very light blue with the yellow, and that's Harry Greasby on Autumn Gold. Going through there, Milltown Bridge's colours, the blue with the white hoop. There's the orange and green that we mentioned already of number 3, Cool Simon, with Josh Newman riding that one. And I think it looks as though the favourite, Milltown Bridge, is going to be the first to leave the racecourse. Mark Dennis is our commentator here this afternoon, and he will shortly be describing the horses on the way to the start.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second meeting here at Flete Park for the Flete Park Racing, sponsored by Totnes and Bridgetown Racing Company. And the runners for our first of 6 races, this is the Francis Clark maiden race, are on their way to start now. And the first one we see out is number 10. That's Milltown Bridge, ridden by Mr. Aaron Butterfield, and that's a blue with a pink hoop and a blue cap. Following this one down, we see number 3. That's Cool Simon, ridden by Mr. Josh Newman, green with the orange quarters, green sleeves, pink armlets, and a purple-white star. Next out is number 1, that's Autumn Gold, ridden by Mr. Harry Greasby, and that's blue with the yellow cross of Lorraine, light blue sleeves, and yellow spots. Also going down is number 3, that's Cool Simon. Oh, sorry, I've read that one out, but also going down is number 8, Hold Me Tight, ridden by Miss Chloe Emsley, dark blue and light blue hoops with a light blue diablo on sleeves and a hooped cap. Number 14 is River Tall, ridden by Mr. Connor Houlihan, and that's green with the black epaulets, black stars on sleeves and a black cap. Then we see number 15, that's Star Walker, ridden by Mr. Jim Cole, red with the black diablo, chevrons on sleeves and a quartered cap. And then we have number 9, which is Jane's Priceless, ridden by Mr. Pheon Summers, purple with the yellow chevron, hoop sleeves, purple cap with the yellow star. So 8 go to post then for this opener, the Francis Clark maiden race. They're due away at 2 p.m, so we're around about 5 minutes until post time.
In good voice, and his challenge today, and those of you following the action here a fortnight ago will see the difference, is that a fortnight ago the trees hadn't really come out in the way that they have now, so the horses are there. But we've got cameras for you everywhere, so that's good news. The greenish colours, River Tour, the green and orange there of Cool Simon, the favourite on the extreme left of your picture. We've got Autumn Gold right in front of us in the light blue. Just the other side of that one is Gunner Vic. So horses gradually assembling at the starting point. Let's get an update on the betting from Simon. You were anticipating a livelier market as we got closer to the race. What's the latest? Yeah,
Hold Me Tight's the one they've come into back, 7-2 into 9-4. Cool Simon and Milltown Bridge, both drifters but steady at 3-1. The other one that they've backed is River Tour. Some Shrudi's got 14, that's down to 8 now. The rest down the card, nothing much has changed. 14 Autumn Gold, 12-1 Jane's Priceless, and 15-2 Star Walker.
So that's the news. It's Hold Me Tight, which is the big fancy here by the sound of it. Number 8, Hold Me Tight, colours dark blue and light blue hoops. And the rider on board, Hold Me Tight, is Chloe Emsley. Just spotting her down at they're just right in the centre of your picture there. As I said, tiny bit in and out, but the market is speaking for Hold Me Tight, as we've been saying. Looking there at some of the colours there going across the picture, that's Gunner Vic, and there's Milltown Bridge in the blue. The green is River Tour, the orange there that you can spot of Cool Simon, the hoops, as we've just said, of Hold Me Tight. The red colours here closest to the camera of Star Walker with Jimmy Cole. What else? There, just you'll be able to spot easily enough during the race. Jane's Priceless, and that's obviously helped by the fact that she's a dark grey individual. So they'll be on their way fairly soon. This race is over a distance of 3 miles. Let's just bring up the caption, can we, of the runners and riders, just to remind those of you who are just joining us exactly who we've got. So we've got Autumn Gold #1, we've got Cool Simon just easing a little bit in the betting with Josh Newman, we've got Gunner Vic, we've got Hold Me Tight, well supported with Chloe Emsley, we've got James Priceless, we've got Milltown Bridge, quite easy to back, ran eye-catchingly well at the last meeting, we've got River Tour, which was luckless last time running out with the excellent Connor Houlihan on board, and we've got Star Walker and Jimmy Cole. So that gives us 8 for the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company race 1, which the actual race, the Francis Clark maiden race. So they'll be on their way shortly. The ground described as being good here. I tell you, it's a mild afternoon. It's not boiling hot. There was a little bit of a breeze earlier on, but I think that's largely gone. And there's plenty of cloud cover as well. Bits of blue sky up above us, but basically plenty of cloud, but a thoroughly pleasant afternoon. And we've been making the point during the afternoon that there are plenty of people here in South Devon. They've poured out of Plymouth, they poured out of Exeter, they poured across from North Devon. They want to be here to witness this great tradition of sport in South Devon, the heart of such a heartland of point-to-point racing in Britain, and looking forward to the first of 6 races taking place here as the afternoon progresses. So there's probably a couple that we Gunner Vic we haven't really mentioned there. Gunner Vic, the dark blue with the yellow diamond, the red sleeves and cap, 10-year-old, been around a bit, 16 point-to-point starts, a few near misses, in pretty good heart this season, Gunner Vic. And Gunner Vic is second from the left as we look at the runners, but has been running pretty well. Right, flag is raised, we're under orders. Mark Dennis will describe it. Hold on tight.
And the flag is lowered then, so we're away. They jump away from the start then for this competitive open maiden and take on the first of their 18 fences, and Gunner Vic leads them out over the first, around about 3 lengths clear then of Milltown Bridge in second. Cool Simon's a little bit wider out in third as they just momentarily disappear from view, but they'll shortly reappear on their run towards fence #2 then. So Gunner Vic and Vinnie Webster 5 or 6 lengths clear in the very early stages. Got a good jump out the gate there, Gunner Vic, and they're all over the second safely. Star Walker just the back marker of the 8 then, around about 15 lengths off the lead then, as they begin their turn at the far end and commence their big descent down over the hill. And as they do so, Gunner Vic just with the advantage now. His lead has been reduced somewhat, only about a half length, just about over them, and has been overhauled by Milltown Bridge now as they reach the bottom of the hill and race along the level then on to fence 3. So Milltown Bridge and Aaron Butterfield on the inside of Gunner Vic. Cool Simon with the orange colours just sat in there on the inside of James Priceless. Autumn Gold following these through, and Hold Me Tight at the back then, just the back marker on the inside under Chloe Emsley as they take on fence #4 then. Gunner Vic back with the lead now, a length and a half clear, line of 3 in behind. James Priceless on the outside, of course Simon. Milltown Bridge on the inside, length back then to the next rank, and that's Autumn Gold who races on the outside of River Tall. Star Walker's improved a place or 2, and the back marker now Hold Me Tight as they've raced past the judge and on towards 2 more plain fences. Just under a circuit left, or 2 circuits left to race now, as they cross the final one in the home straight, and they're all over that safely. And Gunner Vic now leads them out into the country then for the first time in full by about 2.5 lengths then to James Priceless in second, and the Fionn Summers 3 lengths then back to Cool Simon and Josh Newman as they now race up to the open ditch for the first time. So Gunnervik jumps it well enough out in front. Is clear now, increased his lead by about 4 lengths to James Priceless in second. 2 more then back to Call Simon. Milltown Bridge is next, then Awesome Gold a little bit wider out with Hold Me Tight now. He's just improved the place on the inside of River Tall, and Star Walker is relegated to the back marker spot once more under Jim Cole. So they pass their point of departure then, 1 circuit complete, and they've taken that plain fence with all the trees okay, and now racing just out of view at the moment, and it's Milltown Bridge was the 2-1 favourite. Hold Me Tight was 5-2 when I was there. Gunnervik a 9-4 chance. Cool Simon 5-2 also. Then we're out to the bigger prices of James Bryce at 8. Star Walker is also an 8-1 chance. 11s is River Tall, and Autumn Gold the outsider of them at 12-1. So they're at the top of the hill then, and commencing their big descent down over the hill here at Flete for the second time. So Gunnervik still with the lead, still around about 3 lengths clear then as they complete the descent and race along the level. James Priceless disputes second, a little bit wider out under Fionn Summers, and Cool Simon's in behind these. Hold Me Tight's improved a place or 2 on the inside as they round the slight bend then. It's going to bring them up into the top of the home straight now. So Gunnervik with the advantage, set a decent gallop away from Flagpole, comes down to the next. That'll be the final fence in a circuit's time. 3 lengths clear then of Call Simon in second. James Priceless is 3. Then River Tall races on the inside of Milltown Bridge. They're 4 and 5. Autumn Gold and Hold Me Tight race in the slipstream of those 2, and a gap then of around about 6 lengths to Star Walker, the back marker, as they take another plain fence then in the home straight, and they're all over that safely. Gunnervik's just picked the pace up now a notch or 2, and just increasing his advantage at the moment. And Cool Simon has gone into second now, and trying to reel in this leader who's gone 6 or 7 lengths clear. Another 5 then back to River Tall and Connor Houlihan as they head out into the country then, and onwards and upwards to the open ditch for the second and final time then. So Vinnie Webster's going to try and do it the hard way. He's pretty much led from Flagpole, and he's going to try and run the finish out of his rivals as he continues then about 6 lengths clear then of course Simon. Hold Me Tight's trying to get a little bit closer, as is River Tall in third. So these 4 have gone clear then, 5 or 6 lengths clear of James Priceless, then Milltown Bridge and Autumn Gold as they cross the next. Star Walker's obviously been pulled up, and they now disappear from view again momentarily. And Gunnervik then is going to lead them up towards the third last, and he's joined now by Call Simon. Call Simon and Gunnervik. Call Simon's made a lot of ground up there in quite a short space of time, and just takes a fractional advantage from Gunnervik on the inside, although the early leader, long-time leader, come back for a little bit more on the inner as they begin then the turn at the top end of the course. Hold Me Tight's back in 3 as they continue down the hill then, and Gunnervik and Call Simon, these 2 now having a fair old duel as they complete the descent then. Hold Me Tight back in 3, so they race along a level then and on towards 2 out coming up then for Gunnervik on the inside of Call Simon. Hold Me Tight is back in 3, looks held as they come into the slight bend, then it's going to bring them up into the home straight then. Call Simon on the outside of Gunnervik. A great battle between these 2 then as they arrive at the top of the home straight and race down to the final fence then, and hold Call Simon just with the advantage now and goes clear by 3 or 4 lengths clear readily in the end. So he punched out down to the line. Call Simon, Gunnervik's tyre is going to be taken for second by Hold Me Tight, and we'll look back then. Milltown Bridge is going to be the final one to finish in 4th.
So, I think Jockeyship has played its little bit of part there, hasn't it? But victory there for Cool Simon. Cool Simon in those green and orange colours. We drew your attention to the fact and have that shot there of him in the paddock. And there's just been dismounted by Chloe Emsley. We've got Hold Me Tight. Hold Me Tight will be winning a race before too long, won't it? No doubt at all. Milltown Bridge in the back right of your picture there, just a tiny bit disappointing. Hadn't progressed from that last run the other day, but what a big run from Gunner Vic. And if we just pull the camera back a little bit further, we get good shots there. There's Aaron Butterfield just getting off number 10 Milltown Bridge. But that was a big run from Gunner Vic, a horse that's clearly in good heart. And we've still got, another month and a bit of the point-to-point season in Devon and Cornwall. And I'd be surprised if the Thomases don't manage to pick up a race with Gunner Vic before the end of the season. That was a big run. An excellent ride from Vinnie Webster, just for a stride around the third last. I thought maybe he'd nicked it, but it wasn't to be. Just confirming the result, just confirming Cool Simon as our winner, and we just need confirmation of the second and third, though I know it'll be 8 followed by 6, but yeah, Hold Me Tight confirmed as having finished second, and then the third horse, number 6, Gunner Vic. So what do we take out of the race? We take out of the race that Cool Simon's in good heart, as had been indicated. Ran in a maiden at Dunsmore, ran okay, finishing third, not beaten all that far. And I think beforehand I said he's bound to be sharper for that first run in a couple of months. And just getting the distances here, 4 lengths and a neck have been the official distances from our judge here, Judge Norman and Judge Morrish, who are in charge this afternoon, confirming a 4-length success for Cool Simon. And I think he'll probably progress from here, this one. As the race card here says, placed in 3 hurdle races during what's now the season before last, but that third place at Dunsmore was promising enough, and clearly the horse number 3, Cool Simon, had built on that for the Channins, for Andrew and Sue Knox. Robert Channin, the trainer of this son of fame and glory. Then the runner-up, Hold Me Tight, well, tiny bit in and out. Wasn't really out today, was he? He just looked as though, and Hold Me Tight, the favourite, will get the starting prices from Simon in a second. Hold Me Tight, that I'm sure there's every chance that'll be picking up a race before the season's out. And as I said, Gunner Vic has run with real credit. The slight concern about Gunner Vic is that he's run with real credit on a few occasions, and he's just finding winning quite hard. But we'll see. Simon Knott is back with the starting prices in full for this race. Pulled up Jane's price less. That's just coming back now, so that one absolutely fine as well. So I indicated the favourites finished second there, Simon.
Yep.
Can we get some starting prices in full?
Cool Simon was 3-1. The runner-up, Hold Me Tight, was not returned 9-4 favourite in the end, well backed. And Gunner Vic was 4-1. So all the fancy ones in the frame.
So how will the bookmakers be analysing that result? Because they'll probably all have a certain amount of your race card's so red hot you just dropped it. Yeah. But they'll all have a certain amount of liabilities.
Yes, they will. But there's good business down there. They've done all right. So
What's your average bet at a point-to-point like this?
Be fairly small, £5,
right,
£2.5 each way. But
I'll tell you what, 10 fivers all going on one particular horse can become quite expensive, can't it?
It could. And also, Cool Simon opened up at 2-1. It returned 3-1. So it wasn't the best
wasn't as popular as some.
No, and all that money adds up. And my old boss used to say, little fish are sweeter. You take a lot of little fish, you end up with a good day normally.
Excellent.
So.
Well, we've got 3 runners in the next race, and you'll be back in a second with an update on the betting. Thanks to Simon, as the horses are given the signal to leave the winners' enclosure after that first race this afternoon, the Francis Clark maiden race, and it's been won, as we've said, by number 3, Cool Simon. And Cool Simon, plenty of experience under rules, has come point to pointing and has won at the second time of asking of late for Cool Simon, with Josh Newman successful on board that one. So that's a good start to the day for all involved, for the extended Channin family as well. And congratulations to Andrew and Sue Knox, such good supporters of racing in Devon and Cornwall, for getting a winner at Fleet this afternoon. I don't know, I've got a caption just yet for it, but I can tell you that in the second race there are going to be 3 runners, and in fact we can give you a caption to confirm the horses for our second race this afternoon. This is the Hassel Law restricted race. Hassel Law, London standards in the West Country, says its banner around the paddock. To be perfectly honest, I know plenty of terrible lawyers in London and brilliant ones in Devon, and indeed vice versa. So I'm sure they're brilliant, whatever, but that is their catchphrase on the banner here at the side of the paddock. Hassel Law, London standards in the West Country, and they've got 3 runners in their restricted race at 2:35. So number 1, Champions Hill, runs with Conor Houlihan riding that one. Then we've got number 4, Ragged Dream. No, we haven't. I'm not sure that's right. Those aren't the runners. I was told that a different one to Ragged Dream was running. So we will. I'll tell you what. Let's take that caption away and we'll check it for you, because I'm not absolutely certain about whether that's absolutely right. Those want we just need to confirm the runners. I was given different numbers for that second race, so we'll confirm those numbers for you in a second. In the meanwhile, someone just said something in my ear. Say it again, please. Here, let's just confirm the result in full for the first race, and here it is. Victory for number 3, Cool Simon, with Josh Newman at 3-1. Second, number 8, Hold Me Tight, the 9-4 favourite, and third, number 6, Gunner Vic, returned at 4-1. Just confirmation of the distances as 4 lengths and a neck. 4 lengths and a neck. Those are the distances for our first race this afternoon. Hello, welcome to Flete Park. We're in this lovely parkland in South Devon, and it's the second April fixture at Flete Park. And we're looking forward to 5 more races from here this afternoon. I just need to confirm to you exactly what the news is as far as race 2 is concerned. There's further shots as we look from the racecourse out. That's from our camera over on the far side there. You can see how popular this is. Just don't go too quickly. Yeah, that really tells you how popular this is as a social event for people in this area. And I can see that the overflow car park is very, very busy as well this afternoon. We will, you can see just how popular it is. Plenty of people want to be actually here to enjoy the action, and they certainly enjoyed a good first race. They're doing presentations now for that first race, and now we can confirm the runners for the second race this afternoon. Yeah, I thought that's what they were. So in our second race, the Hassel Law restricted race, confirm the runners are these. Number 1, Champions Hill with Conor Houlihan. 2, Little Peachy with Amy Benelick. And 5, Say About It with Vinnie Webster. Say About It, I think it said in some of the said on the website actually that this one was Say About It. No, it did say the website was correct. The race card here is incorrect. It's Roy Smith, the owner-trainer of Say About It, and this 7-year-old has been qualified via the Torrington Farmers. So Champions Hill, which won here the other day. Little Peachy with Amy Benelick and Say About It with Vinnie Webster. Those are 3 runners for the second race that is taking place here this afternoon. Presentations going on there as well. So you can see Josh Newman there in the green and orange. Very, very similar colours to those carried by Fortescue in the Grand National the other day. And orange, I always think, is a very good colour for jockey silks. You can always spot them during the race, and green and orange as a combo works very well together. And the Channings will be delighted with that success. Such a integral part of pointing in these parts. So congratulations to all involved, and almost invariably on these occasions there's a terrific cup as well to go with the success. Happy scenes then in the winners' enclosure as we take you back to the betting ring and Simon.
Okay, we'll go to Richard Watson, affectionately known as Tall Boy. You took my score there, Richard. How was the first race for you? Where have you been all season?
Waiting for the nice warm weather, Simon. Don't like muddy ground. As you can see, nice crowd, busy, muddy's not too bad. Favourable result, was left with it, so more than happy.
Good man. Good man, thank you very much. And there's the brains of the operation, look.
The sandwich box.
You'd really hope so, Simon, wouldn't you? You really would.
Excellent, so plenty of action in the betting ring this afternoon. Let's just reflect on the first race of the afternoon. Call Simon successful for the extended Channing family. All, as I was saying earlier on, such an integral part of pointing in these parts. And yeah, well done. Robert's here. So,
Ian.
Oh, Ian's here. Sorry, I'm going mad. Yeah, there are so many of you, it gets confusing.
Yeah, no, my father Robert trains this horse, but he had to go to Chilfrome today with our other runners. So I came down here with this lad.
So you're the lucky charm.
Yeah. They haven't got on so well up there because they haven't really run the horse we wanted to run.
What's that?
A horse called Wooden Woody, because the course isn't quite what we thought it would be. But these things happen. Anyway, this is better.
Well, this is great. So you've got to come nice and close to the microphone, Ian, so we can hear you.
Yeah.
But, so this horse, he's an experienced horse, isn't he? And I thought he ran when he finished third the other day. I thought that was a nice run just to get him sort of get him sharpened.
Yeah,
up.
I eagerly watched your video.
Did I mention
preview?
Him?
No, actually, I was disappointed. Actually.
Oh right, you were disappointed.
That'll help with the price.
Well, if you'd been having a bet, you'd have been pleased. But
no, he's good.
The thing is, Ian, there were so many promising horses in this race.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad race. No, it wasn't. No. It was quite a good race.
And you won it in nice style.
Race. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you were right. The other horse, the Okavango, he ran well here last time, didn't he? Milltown Bridge.
Yeah. But he had to build on that, and he didn't really.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Nicky Martin trained this horse under rules, and between her and her head lad Darren McAlinden, who's a good friend of mine, he said they basically said, well, why don't you take him on and go point to point in with him, and very grateful for that to them, and
because he was placed quite a lot under rules, wasn't he?
Well, a little bit, yeah, and.
Did Philip Hobbs have him at one point, I think, as well, maybe?
Yeah, Philip Hobbs, place form over hurdles, so he's an older horse.
Plenty of experience, that's what I like.
The Knoxes are good supporters of ours, and they're moving house today, so they're moving furniture. So they would be here in attendance, but they're moving furniture, and
right, so you're taking all the glory.
Yeah, taking all the prizes. Yeah, but they love a cup, so that's good.
And what you know, he's only had 2 runs this season, hasn't he? So
yeah, we've got a Tivet and Staghound certificate who we do hunt with, and we'd quite like to go for the Tivet Staghound members at Bratton Down. Normally, our horses never quite get to Bratton Down because the ground dries up, but these horses, this lad seems to like better ground and he stays well. I mean, that's what he's done today, really. This is a stayers track. It's a good old-fashioned point-to-point track. You've got to stay here, and he does stay really well, which is hence why I always wanted to come here, really. We ran at Dunsmore because that's our own track.
Yeah, of course.
That we do all the work for. And but actually, Darren Andrews rode him that day, and he gave him a good ride, but actually it was sort of our fault. We tacked him up in a bit of a hurry, and he was a bit naughty in the box, and we didn't do the girth up quite as tight as we should have. And Darren said when he rode him at Dunsmore, he said, look, my saddle moved too much. most of the race to give him a ride until he could at the end, which was sort of too late. So that we knew that, I suppose, and nobody else knew that. So he could. You could argue he could have gone better. He could nearly have won the race at Dunsmore had we attacked him up better. Probably is probably a fair argument.
Well, I hope you had a couple of quid on today then.
Well, I didn't actually. I haven't brought any money with me, and I've got to pay the jockey. So
oh, really?
Yeah. No. Well, I should have had a few quid on, but then I'd have more money, wouldn't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Even more money. Even more. Well, look, well done. And is that you done? Is that you done for?
Yeah, we had a few 4-year-olds we wanted to run here, but this is actually a no weight for age maiden. Which wouldn't have catered for them, but I did speak to the organisers in the week, and because we like running horses here, we've always done well here.
So maybe next year.
Yeah, and this is, like I say, this is a proper. You need to stay here, and it's a proper fair track. So we like running horses here as long as there's some races here. We've always done well here, and this is this is one of our luckier tracks. Yeah.
And your jockey,
Josh. Yeah, he gave him a good ride.
He is listening.
I said if you go to the last and you're in front, make sure you're committed. And I couldn't see much of the race, but I could see he was committed going to the last and got a good jump, and yeah, fantastic, yeah, and I couldn't have done a better job myself. So
excellent. Well, well done you,
job,
and let's bring Josh in. Thanks very much indeed to Ian, and well done on that success. And here is the winning rider, Josh Newman. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah,
that was. He's been singing your praises. He said he couldn't have done a better job himself.
Well, he wouldn't have been saying that if I got beat. But
actually, wasn't the worst maiden ever staged.
No.
Horse had plenty of experience. Ran quite well the other day.
Yeah.
And he's built on it nicely.
Yeah, definitely. No, for me it was fairly easy. It wasn't very quick. Ian was a little bit worried. He'd be a little bit on and off the bridle, but he just sort of kept the bit up in his mouth. He jumped well, got into a nice rhythm, had one to go with until 2 out, and sort of tried to make the best of my way home after that.
Yeah, for a stride, I thought Gunnar Vic was actually going to come. He was given a lovely ride, I thought, Gunnar Vic. But maybe
I didn't get away from him as much as I thought I would. And then we were neck and neck over the crossing, and then when we got to the flat again, I picked up and got a good stride at last. And I sort of was hoping if something was going to come, there wasn't going to be anything coming with a real rattle, was there? Right. So they would have hopefully pushed me along.
And that's your only ride of the day?
Only ride of the day.
What's going on?
I know, quiet day, but didn't want to come down here for no reason anyway. So.
Well, we should have taken that as a tip. And you did get to Cheltenham eventually last night.
I didn't. I turned around at junction 22 on the M5.
Everyone, you weren't the only one, were you?
No.
So just to put in, so you were due to go there for one or two?
One in the second, left loads of time.
Minimalistic?
Yeah, it was steady away, and then they shut the motorway. And I hadn't...
And not even you can get through that?
Yeah, I was in between two junctions, and I think I travelled a mile in about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. So.
Oh, right. Oh well. Well, good that the traffic wasn't too bad today. Is that now 102 point-to-point winners?
Yeah, 102. Yeah.
So because a fortnight ago you were on 99.
I know. Yeah.
And so you've cracked on since then. So well done, because 100. That must feel good. It is an important number to reach.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I look at it like there's a lot of people riding still at the moment. Have gone over 100, and there's been a few 200s recently, and obviously. Will and Gina are far ahead of the rest, and you always look at that and think, it's a fairly minor feat. But no, I'm here. Not everyone does it, and hopefully I can keep adding.
Well, I think there are plenty of people who are pretty good who haven't, reached it.
Definitely. I took a decision a good few years ago now not to change, and I enjoy pointing. I like what it's about. I like the people. I saw a lot of people that turned sort of fired through their claim and found it hard work after that. Because
were you ever near turning professional?
I suppose.
Because you rode a winner at Cheltenham quite a long time ago.
Yeah, I suppose it's a natural. I think most people it would have been a natural progression, and I don't know. I moved on from Alan King's at the time, and I just decided it wasn't right. And I think that was a period of where a few people had ridden out their claims and quieting down, and I wanted to keep riding rather than sort of have a good few years and then die out. So that's what I decided. And look, here today, it's not quite as big as last time, but the crowd's fantastic. They're enthusiastic towards it. They've come with their picnics and they're enjoying their day.
So is that when you say you like what pointer pointing is all about? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think so. It's it's enjoyable, isn't it? It's not that, well, I say it's enjoyable. There's a few times where I go home fairly cross in the car, but
do you? Do you get quite cross when things don't go right? Because you're always, every time I see you standing here, big smile, etc. I always think you're probably taking in your stride.
After a winner, but yeah, I'm not like everyone. I suppose everyone has their own ways of doing it, and I probably driving home, I probably sit there driving and think about it. That's why I like to drive myself, because it takes my mind off it. But yeah, I wouldn't. Well, like most people riding, I suppose you're not always the best people to get on with at times. So,
can you be a bit of a miserable so-and-so?
Well, everyone can be miserable, can't they? I just stick to myself. I think when it is, I just take myself out of any.
But there's nothing like a sporting person being miserable, is it? Because if things are going good, of course you're top of the world.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great, isn't it? And obviously every win is fantastic, no matter how big or small. It gives someone a real kick, doesn't it? Because someone owns it, trains it, rides it, looks after it. It's going to be someone's favourite. So,
and the horse himself, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. And there's not many horses, I think, that don't come away with a bit of confidence after winning. They know I suppose when they cross the line, they get treated a little bit differently, don't they? They're made a fuss of, and it's a great stepping stone, especially for horses that are going on under rules. I think it's forgotten about a lot of the time that British pointing can be a real important factor for national hunt, and I think it shows a lot in Ireland. Like even the BHA and our own authorities seem to be pushing Irish pointing and solely sort of saying that's a big factor to racing, but it is not completely. Look at Newgrameen, like he's gone on.
Plenty of others. He's always used as the example, isn't he?
Hoy Senor, like these are top class horses, third time lucky.
Santini.
Like do you know what I mean? They need to focus on it more and use it more.
And do you think both ways? So A, coming in, and B, a horse like the one you've just won on, probably not quite good enough to win under rules.
Massively. Like it's it can be a big day, I suppose, where we have both sides of the coin in England rather than Ireland. Ireland's solely commercial, isn't it, really, with a few people that have an open horse that they run themselves and ride themselves and so on. But I think it can be a massive factor, and for the likes of these sort of maidens, these aren't selling maidens, but if you can buy a horse for X amount and come back and you can win a few races, then there's no reason why these horses can't gain a bit of confidence, like I say, and they know when they do well, and they can go back up, running a few handicaps then, and go on and hopefully progress, and they can win a few in both spheres.
Well, I hope this guy progresses.
Yeah, no, definitely, and thank the connections for the ride. It's the first time I've ridden for Robert, and I've ridden for Ian before, but no, it's great to make the opportunities worthwhile. Super.
Well done. You can go and have a nice, relaxing afternoon now. Or are you zooming off home?
No, I watch a few races and then I head on.
Oh, excellent. Well done today, and well done on the 100 as well.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see Josh Newman with us at Fleet this afternoon. The runners are actually in the paddock now for our second race, the three runners. So let's have a look at these now for our second race of the afternoon. The Hassel Law Restricted, and I'm loving these shots. There's Say About It. We'll get some more news from the betting ring in just a second as the betting market settles down. But it's number one I really want to see. There's Little Peachy going through, but here now, as we swing our camera around, is Champions Hill. Looks an absolute picture, doesn't he? He's an 8-year-old by Robin Dupre. George Bealby qualified via the West Somerset. You can see Conor Houlihan about to get the leg up. The enormous Conor Houlihan about to get the leg up on this horse. Champions Hill. Didn't win in 9 rules races in Ireland. Had a couple of near misses, but came good at the first time of asking in the UK when leading all the way to win a course and distance maiden, and keeping going well. Conor Houlihan, who rode that day, sourced him as well for George Bealby, and that was a fortnight ago. And the form against Hold Me Tight is and an Oyster Perch looks pretty solid as well. Certainly Hold Me Tight ran with credit last time. So Champions Hill is going to lead them out onto the course, and Mark Dennis will shortly describe them on the way to the start.
Ladies and gentlemen, to our second race on the card. This is the Hazel Law Restricted Race. Runners on their way to start now, and the first one we saw out was number 1. That was Champions Hill, ridden by Mr. Conor Houlihan, purple with the sky blue sleeves and cap. Following this one down will be number 2. That's Little Peachy, ridden by Miss Amy Benalek. And that's a black with a red sash, armlets and a black cap. And finally we see number 5, Say About It, ridden by Mr. Vinnie Webster, light blue with a red stripe and sleeves and a red cap. So 3 go to post 10 for this restricted race. They're due away at 2:35, so around about 2 minutes until post time.
So the runners all on their way to the starting point. There's a view of the betting ring from the outside of the racecourse. Let's see if we can pick up the runners over at the starting point. And 6 entries has turned into 3 runners for this 3-mile race. And there in the red sleeves, making its way over towards the start, is Say About It. Say About It, 7-year-old by Saif. Roy Smith owns and trains, qualified via the Torrington Farmers. You'll be able to spot those colours easily enough. Those are the, you can see with the light blue but with the mauve, Champions Hill over on the left of your screen. In the middle, the very dark colours with a bit of red about them, that's Little Peachy. And then over here, and we're talking about Say About It for the time being, as Say About It been in much better form this year, notably when winning a 2.5-mile maiden race at Great Trethewey. The form looks quite solid. Beaten twice over 3 miles since, but clear of third both times, with winners or subsequent winners behind. So that's Say About It. Then you've got Little Peachy there. She's ridden by Amy Benelek. And she's a 6-year-old mare by September Storm. Jackie Duplessis is having a good time at the moment. Qualified this via the East Cornwall. Upped in distance and turned a corner in good style at Trebudanon when winning a 3-mile maiden race there on Easter Monday. 2 or 3 runs last sort of March, April, May time at Taunton a couple of times, and Newton Abbot showed bits and pieces of encouragement. The big question, I suppose, can she build on that run at Trebudanon? Simon's here with the latest from the betting ring. If you could just zoom through them.
Yeah, Champions Hill 11-10. Little Peachy's been 5-2, is now 2-1, and Say About It 6-4. If it's as good a race as the betting heat's been, then it'll be a very good race.
Excellent. So just run through them one more time.
Champions Hill 11-10, Little Peachy 2-1, and Say About It 6-4.
And if you're just joining us, thanks Simon. If you're just joining us, just confirmation. Have we actually reached? We're at post time now. I'll tell you what, just stick that caption up for us very quickly, just so we can confirm the runners and riders for this race. There we are. So it's Champions Hill with Conor Houlihan, Little Peachy and Amy Benelek, and Vinnie Webster. I gave his ride, his mount in the first race, a terrific ride. He's on Say About It. So those are 3. Thanks to that for the restricted, and the starter here is just telling them to crack on. Start at Wanacott, and they'll be on their way pretty soon. Champions Hill trying to build on that striking run of last time. Just quite eager at the start, as you can see, going over to the right. Little Peachy trying to build on her success at Trebudanon, and now they're off and running. Here's Mark.
This restricted, and Little Peachy leads them towards the first, and they'll jump it in a fashion. 1 or 2 novice jumps there, but they're over it okay and just disappear momentarily behind the trees. So Champions Hill is the even money favourite, 9-5 Little Peachy, and Say About It 6-4. So Little Peachy still with a lead of a couple of lengths to Champions Hill as they take on fence number 2 then. And again, Little Peachy was a little bit slow and sticky at it, slightly cat jumped it, and has allowed Champions Hill up to just take a lead of about a length and a half then, as they begin their turn at the top end of the course to come down over the hill for the first time, and not a great gallop set away from the start for this 3-runner restricted, but they're on the descent now, down over the hill. Big feature of the racing here at Flete Park is the big descent down over the hill, and they've completed that now and race along the level and on towards fence number 3 of the 18, Champions Hill. Jumps it nicely enough, and Little Peachy now has been relegated to the back marker spot. Say About It's gone into second as they begin their climb, slight climb up into the home straight then, and almost a line of 3 with Champions Hill on the inside. Say About It in the centre. Little Peachy just warmed up a little bit and jumped that slightly better than he has the previous 3 as they race past the judge then. 2 seconds ahead of them to race. Champions Hill, partnered by Conor Houlihan. Conor, just the one winner so far this season, was champion novice last season, as they take on another 2 plain fences at the top of the home straight then, and they're all over that safely, and continue on to the final one now. Come to it, and again they will jump that better. Little Peachy at the back was a winner down at Trebudanon, Bank Holiday Monday, so just under 2 weeks ago in the maiden down there. Partnered by Amy on that occasion as well, so looking to follow up on that success here this afternoon. So they're on the run up to the open ditch then for the first time, and again they've all more or less a line of 3. Little Peachy's just dropped off of them on the run to the ditch by a couple of lengths, but Say About It now has taken the lead for the first time then under Vinnie Webster. Vinnie rode in the last race and made pretty much all from flagfall, just got collared in the home straight on Gunner Vic. So they're a line of 3 once more as they've passed their appointed departure, and will jump that pretty well. So Champions Hill leads them out behind the trees for the first time, and just with the advantage as they reappear then on their way up to the cross fence. Say About It and Champions Hill more or less matching strides now, and the 2 leaders there jumped it really well and just increased their lead over Little Peachy by around about 6 or 7 lengths now as they reach the turning point at the top of the hill once more. So Champions Hill on the inside of Say About It, and they begin the descent down over. Champions Hill just goes on by about a length now to Say About It. 3 or 4 lengths then back to Little Peachy as they complete the descent then and race along the level on towards the plain fence before they come up into the home straight. And the 2 leaders are safely out over it, as is Little Peachy. And they now make this slight climb up into the home straight and continue into the home straight then. So Champions Hill and Say About It. These 2 have just increased the gallop as Little Peachy just went through the top of that fence. That will be the final fence in a circuit's time. And the 2 leaders then have gone on. They've gone on around about 12 or 15 lengths clear then of Little Peachy. So just under a circuit left to race in this restricted. Champions Hill on the inside of Say About It. These 2 now pretty much matching strides and continue on to the final one in the home straight then. And again they jump and land pretty much together. Little Peachy at it now, jumps it well as the 2 leaders then head out into the country then for the final time. So Say About It's just picked the pace up a notch now, with Champions Hill a half length down in second as they now begin their run up to the open ditch for the second and final time then, and those 2 jump and lad together. A better jump there by Champions Hill on the inside. Say About It though back for more on the outside as Little Peachy has been pulled up outside the ditch there. So we're back to a duel between these 2, Champions Hill and Say About It, and these 2 now well and truly locked together as they now disappear momentarily once more in behind the trees. So Say About It, Vinnie Webster, and Champions Hill, Conor Houlihan. And they reappear then, and it's Say About It with the three-quarter length advantage then as they reach 3 out. That was 3 out, and they both jumped it fairly well. So Say About It by a half length, and Champions Hill under a little bit of pressure now from Conor Houlihan, just a little bit lower in the saddle, and gets the Persuader out. So they're at the top of the hill then, making their turn to make this big descent once more. So Champions Hill just had the advantage of the inside there, and just squeaks a lead then over Say About It as they reach the bottom then, race along the level on towards the second last then. Say About It back for more on the outside. That was 2 out then. Say About It now just asserts, and it's gone 3 or 4 lengths clear quite easily as they arrive then, or begin their climb up into the home straight. So they're at the top of the home straight now, and Say About It has put this well and truly to bed then. Only danger is in front. Say About It out over safely, and it's going to score as Champions Hill has been pulled up. Really tired Champions Hill. Conor Houlihan's done the right thing, and Say About It's going to score for Vinnie Webster.
So, Vinnie Webster's good work in race 1 to finish third has been rewarded in that he's built on that, and he's won this on Say About It for Roy Smith, and that one qualified with the Torrington Farmers, via the Torrington Farmers, and hopefully have a word with Vinnie in a minute. Remember one of his good shots there, he'll be in the winner's enclosure on his own. Never quite certain what happens with prize money, etc. Is it winner takes all? But there he is. This 7-year-old by Saif. He's been in good form this season. He's been in very good form. Look at those form figures: 3-1, 2-2, and now 1. And we're just getting confirmation that we don't really need it, but we're getting confirmation from the judges here about the result. First was number 5, Say About It, and that finished alone. So there we are. We'll get some starting prices for you in a few moments' time. But 7 minutes 6 seconds is how long it took, and that is described as a preliminary result. But that is the result of the race, barring something very odd, and delighted connection with Vinnie Webster. So let's have a look and see how they did it. We've got the replay on the live stream. Still involved at this stage is Champions Hill, but look how well in the red sleeves. Look how well Vinnie is going compared to Conor Houlihan as they go through the gap there on Champions Hill. And although coming down the hill towards the closing stages, there's only a very narrow advantage held by Say About It. You can see from the two jockeys' body language just how you'd much rather be on one than the other. Here we are going on towards the second last, and just being shaken up now is Say About It as they jumps that beautifully, and look at the advantage he's got as they go between the last two. Here we are coming on towards the last obstacle now, and we can see Say About It jumps that well, and the race is well and truly sorted out. Say About It comes home alone, and Roy Smith, owner trainer, is here. Well done. I saw you embracing your jockey. That meant a lot.
Well, it meant a lot, didn't it?
Tell us how much it meant.
Fair, but name of the game is winning, not being second, and I've been second several times with.
Yeah, but this horse has just turned a corner this season.
He turned the corner, yeah.
So what?
I always thought very highly of him, but we just couldn't get things exactly right, and he has this season. He's turned the corner.
And what do you think the explanation for that is? Not explanation. That sounds like I'm a steward.
A bit of an education between all of us. Me out of training, jockey out of riding.
Right. And so, did you have a feeling that this season was going to be?
I thought very highly of the horse all along.
Right.
Okay. I was surprised he didn't win before now. Oh, the second time he's won this year.
Yeah.
But he's always been there and thereabouts. We just couldn't get it right.
And I loved it. Everyone had been talking about Champions Hill because he won here last
right,
time.
Yeah.
But if you look at jockey's body language, you were always happy, weren't you?
Always happy. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's right. It was easy for him, wasn't it? He run him into the ground basically, didn't he? Yeah.
So
they set the pace and he couldn't stick it.
So that follows up that second win of the season.
My second win of the season. My only horse at the moment.
All right. So, because you've been part of the scene for a long time.
Yes, I've had run horses for a long time. Yeah.
And what is it about pointing that really you like?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Just another challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically.
But you've got to get your horse. With this horse, you have to get it right.
And you've got to keep changing the system. I'm old now, but you've got to listen to the youngsters as well and just change things every so often.
So do you listen to your jockeys afterwards and they make suggestions?
I listen to the jockeys. I listen to everybody. I'd even listen to you.
Would you? No, you wouldn't do that.
You got some advice.
Do you ever ride? Do you ride the horse yourself?
I ride exercise all the time. Yeah.
So you do. So
actually, Laura, Gillian, who's with the horse today, rides out a couple of times a week. Laura is her anniversary today, wedding anniversary, so she couldn't come. Okay.
Probably just as well she didn't.
Yeah, that's
she
right.
didn't. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
it's a family affair. I got my daughter rides and my wife puts up with it.
Yeah, excellent. Well, look, I think somebody's just shown me a board
much.
saying presentation. You better go and do that. So well done to Roy Smith, owner trainer of Say About It. Won the maiden race at Great Trethewey. And actually, if you look at the form figures, there's the 1 in the form figure, then a couple of 2s, and over 3 miles. And at first glance, he thought, I wonder, is 3 miles? He won over 2.5. But I think he probably ran into one on both of those occasions. So therefore, we could anticipate a more favourable result today, and that's exactly what we got. I'll tell you what, I'm going to embarrass myself by waving on television at somebody over there, but I need some starting prices, and I'm waving. It didn't work. I'm waving to the person who has got the starting prices, and hopefully he is going to realise in a moment that he's right. He's finally heard me, so he's come over. Simon Knott, to give us the starting prices here, please, for that race, Simon.
Yes, 6-4, finished alone.
Favourite or not favourite?
No, not favourite. Champions Hill was 11-10 favourite. Say About It was 6-4, and Little Peachy was 2-1.
And when one finishes alone, so I suppose the bookmakers are going to look at their list and say, hope. We laid the other 2 rather than this one.
Well, I imagine what they all did there, because it's a big crowd, because they're betting nice and tight, I imagine they laid all the horses, got them up all nicely bunched together, and they're the good old-fashioned built-in profit margin. I imagine that's what most of them would have done. So they would have won whatever happened.
Right.
That's the ideal world of bookmaking. That's the perfect bookmaking.
So what? You put yourself in a position where you can't. Well, I suppose that makes sense. Where you can't lose.
Yeah, because it was a competitive race and it was competitive odds-wise. You could bet tidily, lay each horse up to a certain amount of money, and then what the percentage you're over should be your profit margin. Right. And that's what very rare you can do that. But something like this, the 3-horse race with a big crowd of largely just have people having fun betting, that would be proper bookmaking lesson. That would have been, I imagine.
Excellent, super. Right, well, we'll get another film from you in the betting ring in just a few moments. Just 2 to sort out in the next race, so I wonder how they'll make that pay. As I say, 2 runners in our next race. It's the feature, the 4-mile Ladies Open, sponsored by the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, and I think we can just have a look at seeing who these 2 runners are. So unfortunately, last year's winner isn't back for this, and that was Board of Trade, so 1 doesn't go, but 2 does. 2 is Dancer Du Large, Chloe Emsley riding that one, trained by Ed Walker, and the only other runner, and this ran in a small field here at the last meeting as well, didn't it? The 13-year-old Virac is here. Virac ridden by Olive Nichols, trained by Sam Loxton, and races for Clive Hitchings and the jockey's father, Paul Nichols, the champion trainer, who is here at Flete this afternoon. We might have that went a tiny bit quicker than I was. Oh, there we are. There we are. Paul Nichols, who is here this afternoon and is currently saddling Virac for his daughter, who's made this splendid start to the season. And Olive already on 7 winners. She's only been riding since Christmas time, or between Christmas and the New Year. And there she is, winning all of those races. So thanks very much indeed. Those are our 2, and having just the 2 runners will give us a good opportunity to have a look at the 2 horses which are not yet in the paddock, but will be in the paddock fairly soon. Vinnie Webster, the winning rider, who's here today with his partner and a new baby as well, Willow. So congratulations to them. It says that I've been given a note. He's been in the frame every race since the baby was born, since Willow was born. So that's quite something. We'll have a word with Vinnie in just a second. I want to ask him about one particular ride he had this season as well. So we've had 2 races at Flete this afternoon. Have we got just confirmation of the result for our second race this afternoon? I always think once the caption's up, it's official. And there we are, the restricted race, sponsored by Hassel Law. It was won by number 5, Say About It, the 6-4 second favourite, ridden to victory by Vinnie Webster in a time of 7 minutes and 6 seconds. And Vinnie is actually here and able to join us on the live stream now. Well done.
Thank you very much, Cornelius.
Yeah, I'm really pleased because I thought you gave the horse in the first race a lovely ride. It didn't quite work out in terms of winning.
No, he probably needed the run, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Hugh Thomas, they're very, very busy farm and family. So Lammin was just a few weeks ago.
Well, I still think it was a good ride, and so you were rewarded a good ride, and now another good ride, and that's come out as a winner.
Yeah, to be honest, he's coming to himself. The last time I actually spoke to you was in these colours down at Great Review it was, and he won. Right. He won well down there again, but. The only reason we ran him he ran a week ago, but needed it. He still carried a bit, and we even brought him today, and we thought he's not lost a pound, so he's actually probably going to improve for the run again today,
And looking at the form figures, because I was asking Roy about, the horse has turned a corner this season, and he couldn't really say why.
It's the jumping. It's the big
do you
thing,
think that's
honestly.
The crucial thing?
Yeah.
He jumps beautifully.
I keep saying to Roy, we need to go and school him, and Roy's like, no, I'll do it at home. So he just actually loose schools him. He never jumps the fence until he comes to the races.
Right.
And I didn't really believe in it for a while, but it's just working with him.
Well, I think that's a Henry de Bromhead trick.
Well, whoever's trick it is, it's definitely worked with this one, definitely.
And what I loved about there was a lot of talk about Champions Hill, but you were just always travelling a little bit better, weren't you? Get nice and close to the mic.
I nearly rather if we had went probably even a strike quicker would have done, but I ideally don't want to be left in front. Milo's not ran very many times, so he's still, I know he's broadly restricted now, but he's still nearly a novice, so I didn't want to be left in front, so we probably went too slow. So I had a fair, I was just covering the pace the whole way, to be honest with you, and try to get a run down to the bottom of the hill and just kick for home, and it went well, so we just keep fingers crossed we keep going.
Yeah, and you've got partner and new baby here today as well.
Today.
They're behind the camera over there. Come in and say hi. So we've got we've got Fran here, is it, and Willow?
Yeah, Fran and
Willow.
Is
it right? Every ride you've had since Willow was born, you've been placed?
Yeah, and this is my second winner since she's been born, and the second time she's been
so
here.
she can keep on.
Yeah, keep bringing her.
How old is she?
12 weeks tomorrow.
12 weeks. Gosh, so you are. She is. If she's standing here in 16, 18 years' time riding winners, we know where it started.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see how we go as time comes.
And here, you ride under rules as well.
Yeah, for Victor.
Yeah, here at a point-to-point in the sunshine, big crowd, lots of enthusiasm. How good is it to ride a winner on a day like this?
To be honest, everyone says a winner's a winner, and obviously a winner on the track's a winner on the track. But to these people coming here, with their Roy only has one horse there, and this is his Gold Cup. He's the happiest man in Flete today. 3-runner race, he's done it well.
Knows lots of people here.
Yeah, everyone's coming up congratulating him, and that's all that matters. It's not all about Well, it is all about the winners, but for these people with 1 or 2 horses that I ride for mostly, like it's brilliant to win for them, like, you know, absolutely brilliant.
And in real life, so to speak, who do you work for? Victor Dartnell?
Yeah, I work mornings for Victor Dartnell, and I'm actually quite busy because I only work till 1 o'clock there, and I do a lot riding breakers, and I do a lot of schooling around the place and whatnot, so I'm quite busy a lot of the time.
I was going to ask you, I had to remind myself of the number. My favourite riding performance of last season was you riding at Chepstow on Hartnell Hero.
Oh God!
and the form book says, reluctant to race, took keen hold, in rear, wandered around before first, not fluent first, pulled way into lead, soon clear, much reduced lead 4 out, and you ended up, but you got it right.
Yeah, I finished. I did finish.
And it said, this is the classic part of the whole form book entry, jockey said gelding ran too freely.
Yeah.
So basically he bolted and then he ran out of puff.
The problem was, well, it's not that was a problem, but he'd refused to race twice before that, and he was on his last legs. So we didn't really want to go with the blinkers because he is a keen sort anyway, but like the blinkers can do to a lot of them first time out, we can just light them up. So, but we achieved our main goal was to get him to jump off that day and not have a little bit of a banner suspension, so we achieved that, and he's on his holidays now, and we'll see what we can do next year. But
he's called Hartnell Hero.
Yeah, so the lady Claire that owns the Hartnell Hotel in Tiverton, she's involved in him, so that's where the names come from.
Oh right.
Yeah,
oh well,
so
that's good.
That's how they do
well,
it.
I thought that was when people talk rides of the week, normally they mean winning rides, but sometimes
I got a lot of publicity for that. Was good.
And actually keeping the partnership intact sometimes is just as good.
I'd say it's probably best I know him. I ride him every day at home.
Right.
You know, so I know him as well as I know myself. So someone that didn't know him mightn't have got as far. But
no. Well, let's hope next season he can.
He'll be all right. We'll have a change of heart and we'll get him sorted, and he'll be all right.
Excellent. Well, look, well done today, and well done, Willow.
Thank you very much, Cornelius.
Excellent, and let's hope. So the tip is, if she's with you, get on because he's going to ride another winner.
Get the money on. That's it, exactly.
Excellent. Well done, and
Perfect.
Congratulations on the new arrival.
Thank you very much.
Super. Lovely to see Vinnie Webster with us on the live feed presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area. We're live at Flete Park near Ivy Bridge in South Devon. There's a reminder at the bottom of your screen there. That's the website, www.pointingdc.co.uk. And you've got a bit of Facebook and a bit of Instagram and a bit of Twitter and other social media platforms as well. And if you fancy it, you can use the hashtag GoPointing. And you can see in the background there that the 2 runners in this next race are in the paddock. And there's one of them, Danseur du Large. So when we get to the race, that's the grey. And the grey Danseur du Large is a 9-year-old by Marteline. Nice form figures, certainly earlier on in the season. You'll see that a 3 and a couple of 2s, but then not so good of late. Runs for Mr. Jarrett and Mrs. Walker. Great start to the season with 3rd place, 2nd, and another 2nd place behind decent opponents, but then things have gone wrong the last twice. As you can see, there's an F and a UR there, a fall and an unseated rider. But best judged on earlier efforts, probably. The winner of 3 races under rules, trained by Polly Gundry, now trained by Ed Walker for the owners. And this horse has been a winner off 100 under rules. Danseur du Large won races at Warwick. I remember definitely won at Uttoxeter one day. And won a race somewhere else as well. Could easily have been Fontwell. So that's the grey horse in this race. Nice shots of Danseur du Large, which will be ridden by Chloe Emsley, leading female rider in these parts. And an absolute mainstay of point-to-pointing with Ed Walker and across the southwest of England. And here's our other contender, Virac. Virac's a 13-year-old. Sam Loxton trains, qualified via the Blackmore and Sparkford Vale. I should say that Danseur du Large is qualified via the Beaufort Hunt. But here's Virac, 13-year-old. Sam Loxton trains. Clive Hitchings and Paul Nichols own. And haven't actually seen Olive, but I imagine she'll be riding in the bright yellow colours of Clive Hitchings, so well known on the racecourse. Kept on really well to concede weight to and beat Broadcliffe over the course and distance a fortnight ago. Only 2 runners in that as well. Mixed open on that occasion. Ladies open today. And Virat's a great schoolmaster, good horse for the owners under rules. Was rated, and this may be reflected in the betting we're about to hear, but was rated as high as 159 under rules in 2016. Provided Olive with her first success, that was at Chansley Corbett in a novice riders race around the new year. Might have actually, the form figures 1F321, but that F might have been a 1, but the horse fell at Cocklebarrow in a ladies open when favourite. The third there at Badbury behind Twig, the excellent Twig, reads okay, as does the second at the Blackmore and Sparkford Vale fixture. Clearly in very good heart is Virat, and Virat is the other of our two runners. Right, standing right next to me is Simon Knott, who's going to just give us the two sets of betting. I reckon, what am I going to guess at? Virat is 1-6.
1-2.
1-2. Really?
1-2, yeah.
So 1-2 Virat, and Dancer du Large is
5-4.
5-4 against, and they are the two runners in this race. A few people just having a couple of
yeah, it's close enough. It's not prohibitive, and it's not that prohibitive that people aren't prepared to bet the two on. So the bookmakers just make a tidy little book again around those two. Some are betting forecasts, some are betting distance. You know, to try and put a bit of novelty value in there and get the punters
some betting
interested.
Whether they both get round.
Well, yeah, they've both got to get round, or it's a void race, as far as betting goes.
Yeah, oh well, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, there is a lot between them. Dancer du Large there. Where's the grey horse gone? And there's good to see Annie Duman leading up Dancer du Large. She's been busy parading Santini recently at various point-to-points. So see if our camera can find the other runner, which it will do very, very shortly. There we are. Let's move over to that side. And there's Dancer du Large, and well done to Annie Duman, who's done such sterling work leading up Santini, and good work today leading up Dancer du Large. So just the two, which is obviously a bit disappointing from the 5 entries, but could easily, these two runner races can become tactical and really intriguing. We're going to see the jockeys being given the order to get on these two horses in a few seconds' time. Dancer du Large, Chloe Emsley riding in the same colours, the dark blue and the light blue as the last race, while yellow with blue dots are the colours of Olive Nichols on Virat. As we return to the betting ring and say hello once again to Simon Knott.
Okay, Dave, 3-horse race there, but you bet nice and tight. How was it?
The last race?
Yeah.
I absolutely got it right. Well, I got it half right. I didn't fancy Little Peaches. That was the only losing. 30 on 5.
And you've just got a match here, so how did you deal with the match race?
Well, I mean, I'm betting straight on it. So Virat from the Nichols yard is obviously the favourite. 2 on 5. But I don't think it's an absolute. I mean, he won last time, but not that impressive. 5-2, 5-5.
He's here today, though. Paul Nichols has been spotted.
Yeah, right. Well, they expect us to win, obviously, but I don't know. I mean, the other one, I don't know whether it's ever been 4 miles, which is a trick. 5-2, 5-5.
Anyway, I can see you're busy, Dave. We'll let you tap away, as they used to say.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, Simon.
So that's the latest from the betting ring at Fleet. Quite a lively betting ring by the look of it. And although just the 2 horses in this race, plenty of people wanting to take a view on whether they fancy the one in front, the darker horse Virat, French bred originally, a veteran, winner of lots of races, highly rated under rules, or the horse just behind in the paddock, the grey horse, Dancer du Large. Olive Nichols will be getting the leg up. They've just been given the instruction to get on board. And the riders you can see over in the distance behind. So they've been given the instruction to get up, but they ain't hurrying at the moment. If you're just joining us on the live feed for the first time, good afternoon, you're very welcome. Let me tell you that the first race of the afternoon went to Call Simon at odds of 3-1. And then the second race, finishing alone, was number 5, Say About It. To be fair, Champions Hill kept on pretty late on, but then was ultimately pulled up. Champions Hill was the favourite, and Say About It returned at 6-4. There's lovely shots of Virac, and lovely to see Olive Nichols continuing the baton for the Nichols family and riding in colours that are so familiar to a number of Nichols horses. There's Dancer de Large, here's Virac. So good look at the colours there, so you'll be able to differentiate during the race. Dancer de Large and Chloe. So they are leaving the... Oh no, they're going to take... It looks as though Virac wants to take another turn around the paddock. Have a closer look at the... you can see the overflow car park behind. That is a cricket pitch directly behind the horses. There is a... This must be the only racecourse in Britain with a cricket pitch and pavilion. Well, there are a couple of others probably as well, but it's very much part of the setup here. And there's the overflow car park over there. So the organisers will be pleased with a decent turnout, and those banners there, Bruin Dolphin, one of our sponsors there, Olympus on the right, another of our sponsors, Barton Solicitors as well, supporting racing here today. And that checkered one is Fish hair salon, not too far away in Ivybridge. Right, Dancer de Large was contemplating taking another turn, but he's off out onto the racecourse now, and Mark Dennis will describe them down to the 4-mile start for this one.
So we move on now, ladies and gentlemen, to our third race on the card. This is the Totnes and Bridgetown Ladies Open Race, to be raced over 4 miles, which means they go down the course and start at the bottom of the home straight. And just the two runners for you for this race. And this is, first one out is number 2, Dancer du Large, ridden by Miss Chloe Emsley, dark blue with a light blue hoop, striped sleeves and a hooped cap. And our other runner is number 5, that's Virac, ridden by Miss Olive Nichols, yellow with the royal blue spots, yellow cap with the royal blue spots. So 2 runners then, they're at post now, and we're due to get underway with this at 3:10, so we're right on post time now, so they won't be very long at the start.
Assembling at the 4-mile start. Olive Nichols was joking when she won the 4-miler at the last meeting. Just important that you don't lose touch with how many times you've been going round, because you go round and round, you pass the winning post time and time again here. So the 2 runners just having a look. There's Dancer du Large and the yellow of Virac, as we quickly go to Simon Knott.
Well, the best cue of the day has got to go to the ice cream van. The bookmakers can only dream of a queue like that this race.
Award-winning ice cream, and the queue long. It's not baking hot here this afternoon, but it's a really pleasant, bear in mind we are still in April for another few hours, a really pleasant afternoon at Flete Park, and ice cream certainly part of the makeup of the afternoon. That flag there, I think, indicates, does it, that the runners, the flagman coming out, flag person coming out, I should say. So there they are over on the extreme right of the picture, the 2 runners for this 4-miler. Don't know if we've got that caption, have we, very quickly, just to confirm the 2 horses for this race. There we are, just to confirm, 2 Dancer de Large and 5 Virac are both taking part in this race. Last minute odds from Simon.
Yeah, 13-8 Dancer and 4-9 Virac.
So we're just about ready to go for the 4 miles Totnes and Bridgetown Ladies Open Race. 11 stone 5, flags are raised. Mark Dennis will describe the action for us. Will it be Dancer de Large or will it be Virac? Here we go.
Flag goes down quickly then, so we're away then for this Totnes and Bridgetown Ladies Open Race, racing over 4 miles, and they head towards the first of their 22 fences, and Virac has the lead and around about 3 lengths clear. Just gone a little bit tight to the first. Fiddle it nicely though. So Verac with the lead, 3 lengths clear of Danza du Large as they pass the judge then, and 3 full suckers ahead of them to race. Fences 2 and 3 arrive pretty quickly at the top of the home straight then, and they race towards the next then. Both jump that pretty well, and continue on then to the top of the home straight, and again both jump it without incident. Now race right-handed to head out into the country for the first time. So Verac, partnered by Olive Nichols. Olive won the 4 miler here last time on the 7 winner mark for the season. Had a fall last time out. Had a meeting up in the Wessex area, but they arrive at the open ditch now. Take the ditch in fine style, both of them. Verac continues around about 5 lengths to the good of Danza du Large then. So Olive is the daughter of our newly crowned champion trainer, Paul Nichols, and he rounded his season off with a 5-timer last week, or a week today, at Sandown. Pretty impressive stuff by anybody's standards, and Olive's looking to progress and may turn conditional if she has her luck as an amateur. And now they race on then to the next, the cross fence at the far end of the course, and Verac again jumps up beautifully. Been a great servant to Olive, given all of the winners so far this season. So they take the turn at the top end of the course, or begin their turn should I say, and Danza du Large just closed up a length or 2 on the leader as they make the descent down over the hill, and they've almost completed that now, and race along the level now. Verac still a couple of lengths clear then of Danza du Large as they take the fence at the bottom of the course, and again they've jumped that pretty well, and now take a turn that's going to bring them back up into the top of the home straight. Danza du Large, partnered by Chloe Emsley. Chloe on the 4 point-to-point winner mark for the season, and runners now race on to the next, and they're both over that safely, and continue on then past the judge. 2 seconds ahead of them to race now. So Verac still with a 4 or 5 length advantage over Danza du Large. Chloe works for Ed Walker, Ed and Polly Walker up at Ottery St Mary, and played a good role in the preparation of Santini for his Grand National bid, and ran a cracking 4th. And I spoke to Chloe at Cherrybrick meeting, and she was very keen that Santini was going to run a big race, and it turned out he did. So Chloe knows her stuff. So they now head up the hill and on towards the open ditch then for the second time. And Verac still with a 5 length advantage as they cross the next. Both jump that okay again, and continue up the back then, and on to another plain fence before they disappear from view. So Verac is a 9 to 5 on chance with the bookmakers. Hot favourite to take this ladies open race. So they now continue their journey across the far end of the course and reappear from behind the trees. Verac still races well within himself at the moment. Been quite a decent gallop set away from Flagfall by these two. So Verac still with a 5 length advantage over Danza du Large as they now prepare themselves for this turn at the top end of the course before they make this descent once more. And as they do so, And still Verac with the lead. So must make mention now for the Totnes and Bridgetown Racing Company. It goes back to 1939 when the Totnes racecourse was closed. The company continued and is now one of the biggest supporters of point-of-pointing and hunter chasing in the Devon and Cornwall area. They're a huge asset to us down here. Sponsor races here at Buckfastleigh, Newton Abbot and Exeter, and they do an awful lot of good for the sport, and on behalf of everybody here I'd like to thank them for them sponsoring these races, because they put a bit extra prize money in to attract the runners. So they come to the next set, and it's still Verac with the advantage, still 4 or 5 lengths to the good of Danza Delage. So they reach the top of the home straight then. They're inside the final circuit now and heading out into the country, and the order is pretty much as it has been from flagfall. Verac doing it the hard way from the front, and set a nice even gallop away from the start, and now takes them up towards the ditch for the final time then. Sails over it, jumps it well, and maintains a 5 or 6 length advantage now. Just increases his lead slightly. Verac goes on as they continue up the back then, and on towards this plain fence. So Verac 5 lengths clear then of Danza Delage. They've both jumped that okay and get away from it well. Olive Nichols keen to just keep Verac focused. Just looks to be just squeezing him along slightly in the lead. And so you reappear them and head up towards the third last. This is 3 out then. Danza Delage just got a little bit closer to the leader, up to within about 3 lengths now. Verac still the lead though, as Danza Delage just goes up to try and join the leader. As they take the turn then, it's going to bring them down over the hill for the final time. So Verac's just kicked on again. He's gone 3 or 4 lengths clear again as they complete the descent then and race along the level and on towards the second last now in this 4 mile ladies open race. So they come to it 2 out then, out over. Danza Delage now has joined on the outside, but Verac's pulled out a little bit more and is gone a couple of lengths clear again as they arrive now at the top of the home straight. Verac and Danza Delage in hot pursuit. Final fence coming up then and comes to it. Verac jumps it well. Danza Delage was a little bit untidy at it, but Verac's going to be punched out to the line for Olive Nichols, and it's going to take winner number 8 of the campaign from Danza Delage.
So only 2 horses, but plenty of excitement, and heading down towards the second last, as we'll see in a sec. Danza Delage put it up to Verac, but Olive Nichols on Verac there in the yellow colours knew what the score was and has gone on for another comfortable success. When you consider that Verac under rules was rated as, admittedly he's 13 now, but he was rated as high as 159, admittedly 6 years ago, but even so rated 159, and Danza Delage was a winner off 100. It's pretty clear in terms of handicapping exactly what the handicapper would have said as far as those 2 horses were concerned. And there, just towards the left of your picture, with Paul Nichols, proud father, giving the horse a pat down the neck, and Olive her 8th win, and just saying to Paul what was happening. Paul, ever the pro, isn't he? obviously delighted to have won, but still analysing, still trying to work out what happens next. And plenty of lead there, so Olive's got to get that all back to weigh in okay. A paternal pat on the shoulder there, and there's the horse getting a well-deserved bucket of water to savour. And Dancer de Large in the foreground, running with real credit as well. Let's have a look at the closing stages of the race again. Here's 3 out, and Virac has a definite advantage. What's that, 3 or 4 lengths over as they go through the gap over Dancer de Large, which is being encouraged along. But they go through that gap and they work their way along that rail. And Dancer de Large was trying to mount a challenge which proved unsuccessful. And so still the advantage as they go downhill there, 3 or 4 lengths between the two. In this Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company Ladies Open, one of the great races, great 4-mile races staged in the southwest of England. Here's 2 out, lovely leap, particularly from Virac, but from both of them. It was at this point you thought Dancer de Large really might just serve it up to Virac, but Virac finds a bit more on the run towards the final fence. And here we are at the last, pops over that, and the race is sorted out. Success for Virac. And Virac wins. I haven't heard a distance confirmed yet. And I can tell you that just before we reflect a bit further on that race, that we're going to have 6 runners in our next race. But we'll confirm what those are in a few moments' time. Conor Houlihan is here because the live feed presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area is not the live feed presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area, unless the giant Conor Houlihan is part of it. He's so tall we have to get him to move close to the microphone. And so you'll know Virac quite well, because your pupil assistant, as well as being an amateur rider, point-to-point rider, working now at Nichols's, and you'll know Virac well.
Well, Sam brings him to Paul's Gallops at lunchtime. I've never had the pleasure of sitting on a horse that nice, but
I don't think Oliver would let you.
No, but he's brilliant to see him win today. It's great to see old horses come back and teach the kids coming through. Oliver's improved all through the season riding him, and it's brilliant, and he's clearly enjoying it. He pricked his ears crossing the line there, and that's what point-to-pointing's all about, really.
And we use the expression schoolmaster.
Yeah.
But that, he is just the perfect schoolmaster, isn't he? Because he's been there, seen it, done it. He knows more about it than anyone else.
He does, but I think the main thing is he's enjoying it. What else would he be doing at his age?
Yeah.
He's here at Fleet, everyone clapping him in, and he loves it, and it's great for Olive, and I think it's very good for Paul too. He buys a lot of point-to-pointers, and good track horses come back to go point-to-point, and people will recognise him. Most racegoers here recognise Virac from the racing post in the years gone by, and it's just good. It's what point-to-point.
And those colours as well, the yellow, the Hitchings colours.
They're very famous colours, obviously.
They've been good. With Nichols horses for a long time. So is it all good fun? You were on the last time we were here, but it was all a bit. We were having to say to finish at the end of the day. So you're pupil assistant there now.
That's the plan, for next season. And we've had a few parties celebrating the championship and whatnot. Right. So I'm looking forward to starting Monday.
A few parties to celebrate your arrival as well.
I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't think need any.
Well, I was
parties.
listening to Paul the other day, and he said, well, next season it's going to be this, and it's going to be Conor Houlihan as pupil assistant. So he's obviously looking
look, I'm just shadowing Charlie and that, and the people that have been there. It's great to be working with people that have been in Ditchit. They've been very welcoming, and it was very smooth transition so far, and looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll learn a lot.
So how long have you actually been in the role? Have you been a couple of weeks?
Well, I've just been shadowing Charlie up until Harry Durham left last week, so Charlie's assistant this week, and now he's pupil assistant this week, and we had our first day at Cheltenham yesterday evening, so I went with Charlie Davies and Natalie Parker, and they showed me the routine, and it's all pretty simple but obviously very effective.
And it looked as though Harry had a pretty good send-off.
He had a brilliant send-off, I'd like to say I've been to quite a few parties, and it was a pretty good one. Certainly the best party I ever had in the Alhampton, and I've been three years in Alhampton, and that was the best party yet.
And what about, so you rode the horse that you rode earlier on today, Champions Hill?
He just wasn't himself today.
2 weeks after the other
2 weeks,
day?
It's not till you come and actually try it you realise the effects it's had on him. We had the cheek pieces on him. He probably used up too much of his energy in the first mile, but he'll be back. I think George picked out a race from an upcut in a month's time, so we'll give him an easy time. And that he didn't give his true running. I knew going out through the trees, Vinny had me, so I was only really keeping it going in case Vinny fell. Barring accidents, Vinny was always the winner. He gave his horse a brilliant ride. So he'll be back again. We're all in one piece.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's right, isn't it? You may think you've won really easily, but you've still got to exert yourself to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. He clearly put up a brilliant show the last day. He jumped from fence to fence. The ground was probably a bit against him today. It's a small bit on the softer side today, and when he was jumping the last day, every time he landed, he gained a length. Whereas today, he was just landing.
So he likes in the mud just nice,
quick ground like it was here. Well, perfect good ground it was here the last day.
So upcut in a month might just be absolutely ideal.
That's the plan, anyway.
Yeah, excellent. And you'll be riding for the rest of the season.
That's the plan for the rest of the season, and like I said, we'll see about next season. Might have to go to the dietitian.
You might have grown another foot.
Yeah, I don't know if I start filling out anymore, I'm in trouble. But no, we'll see if I can get my leg over a few nice ones. I'll certainly try, but my first priority is the pure assistant role. And
so, do you want one day? Do you want to be in the trainers column on the race card? See Houlihan.
That'd be nice, maybe, yeah.
And that's a aspiration.
Yeah, a long way down the road, a long ways down the road. But
you're in the right place to learn.
That's try and learn from the right people and surround yourself with the right people and good horses, and it's very enjoyable. So. It's a long-term goal, I suppose.
Yeah,
I have a lot of growing up to do.
Well, I'm sure you're absolutely in the right place. Well, look, lovely to see you as always, and good luck with that horse at Upcut. Is that the second Upcut?
Yeah, the second Upcut.
Second Upcut.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Cornelius.
As I say, the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area live stream is not the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area live stream unless Conor Houlihan comes and towers over the microphone and causes our technical guys to scratch their head and say, gosh, how do we fit him in? Can he possibly be riding in a race? Absolutely, he can be riding in a race, and he rides very effectively. The champion novice point-to-point rider in the Devon and Cornwall area of last season, and not beaten all that far in the national championship. Right, I've said we've got 6 runners in the next race. I just wonder whether we've got confirmation of those 6 runners in the next race. We do. So you've got a little caption to show you. And there we are. Those are the 6. I love that name, and I love the way, somehow it's even better the way they spell it. Dry Old Party, rather than a Dry Old Party. I love that. So 1 doesn't go in this, goes in another race. 2 does, Dry Old Party, with Chloe Emsley, trained by Stuart Payne, running for the Stuart Payne Racing Club. Then 3 is Field Exhibition, another racing club. This is the Field Exhibition Partnership, which is this one trained by Ed Walker, number 3 Field Exhibition. Then 4, Lancello Lord, Megan Bevan on board Lancello Lord, racing in the colours of Kirsten Young. And that's black with the white cross belts. I've seen Megan dashing back just to get ready for that a few moments ago. Then 5 doesn't go. 6 is Mr. Miyagi. Elizabeth Gale on board this one, trained by Laura Jones, qualified with the Minehead Harriers. Then 7, No Escape. Jimmy Cole riding No Escape. I think she's a really interesting contender, this one. She's only 4 years old. Look how much allowance she gets. She gets £21 of allowance. She's had allowances before, but I think she's been running all right. 7, No Escape. We'll see how she gets on today. And 8, I'm told Spivvy Cove is the correct pronunciation. And Aaron Butterfield, who's had this great year, he's the owner, trainer, and indeed rider of this horse, Spivvy Cove. So those are our 6: Dry Old Party, Field Exhibition, Lancello Lord, Mr. Miyagi, No Escape, and Spivvy Cove. And this is the Marchand Petit Flete Park Conditions Race Level 3. It's over 2.5 miles this time. Our camera team showing off by looking at all the banners. Fish, that's the hair salon, riding for the disabled. Very good organisation. Olympus Tool Hire and Sales, Barton Solicitors, Dave Hill Construction, thanks to Dave, Hassel Law, London Standards in the West Country. some London lawyers I know, West Country Standards in London would be good. And then over here, who've we got? Not too fast. Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company. Stick with that banner, Southmore Equine. Dedicated equine vets and dedicated equine vets here at Flete Park. Can't speak highly enough of Southmore Equine. And there's their banner. And let that get emblazoned on your mind, because that's... That they are really good people, Southmore Equine. Lovely to see them. And then we move on round to see. Thank you. I couldn't quite see it. You're absolutely right. James Hawkins Fencing, Agriculture and Equestrian Fencing. Thanks to them for their support. Southam's Trailers, Trailer Servicing and Repairs. Otter Brewery, relax with an otter. Wouldn't want that to be taken out of context, would you? Quarry Stone as well. Good supporters here, and we. Our camera isn't in a position to pick up these along here, but I know one of them, in fact I can see them, is Marchand Petit, estate agents, Southam's leading estate agent. CSR Groundworks as well is here, and Hassel Law have got another one as well. And thanks to all supporters of point-to-point racing this day and indeed every day during the season. And if you fancy supporting point-to-point racing, this is the sort of day that you get. You see this amount of people at the races enjoying themselves, and they can certainly be communicated with through supporting this type of event. So thanks to all involved, and you will have seen Virac has just won the 4 Mile Ladies Open. I think the part owner and the jockey are both with us to celebrate. Come in, Olive. Saw you earlier on. Get nice and close to the microphone. Well done. Those two runner races. You know, you've only got one to beat, but all sorts of things can go wrong, especially over 4 miles.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's quite a long way to keep everything in the right order.
Well, last time you said what the biggest worry was just counting the amount of circuits.
Yeah.
You don't want to miscount them.
Yeah, so at least it was a bit easier this time around.
Yeah. So talk us around it. Were you all? Did you feel you were always in control?
Yeah, we put blinkers on for the first time today, and they made so much difference.
So what did they do?
He was quite keen all the way around actually, which was really nice to see him. Age 13, still really enjoying it. But yeah, they definitely did the trick. Got him jumping really well, really straight. So he was great today, yeah. And
round 3 out on towards 2 out, I thought the other one's going to serve it up. You're not going to have it all your own way. Were you aware that, they weren't very far behind at one point?
No, I gave him a bit of a breather at the top of the hill.
Right.
And with the blinkers, it probably did him a bit of good to see someone right up next to him. He then grew another gear and kept on again, which is really lovely to see.
And just when a horse like that, it's a great schoolmaster for you.
Yeah.
But when he jumps like that, how good, whizzing through the air, just put into words how
amazing.
Good that is.
It's such a good feel to have a horse as trustworthy as him to look after me. And again, today he jumped so much better than last time, so it's great to see him really enjoying it still.
And although your dad's the part owner, you're wearing the yellow colours of Clive Hitchings. He loves supporting point-to-point racing as well as National Hunt Racing, Clive. So I'm sure he'll be as pleased as the rest of you.
Yeah,
things have worked out.
Really, really grateful to be able to ride a horse like him for Clive. They've been so supportive of me. I had my first one on Virac, so it's great.
Yeah, so that was good. What, you were 16 one day and you were riding about 2 days later?
Yeah, so pretty much.
So do you say, Dad, birthday present? Well, can you enter this horse for Chasley Corbett? So Paul's here as well, champion trainer as well, but father of the jockey. We were talking about this the other day. You get quite nervous about this, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. It's a tough old game and it doesn't always go right. I think like last weekend, Olive rode Moncha Gibraltar down in Sussex. He was 3-1 on and went upside down. It happens in racing. That horse jumped brilliant today. We put blinkers on him just with Sam and I had a little chat. Sam Loxton deserves so much credit. I have absolutely nothing to do with training him. I leave it entirely to him, and what a job he does of sweetening him up week on, week out. And we just had a little chat and wondered whether blinkers might help him, because last time he didn't jump particularly well. He was chipping in and being a bit lazy. Today he was a different horse.
So what's that, just sort of sharpens him?
Yeah, it was just like Clan, for example. Well, actually, those blinkers were made just for Clan. They've only been used 3 times. Aintree punches down it today, so they're a lucky pair of blinkers.
Oh, right, absolutely.
But they're just enough to make them concentrate.
Yeah.
And it was good today, and they've done a great job of watering, which helps him as well. Obviously, he's had his problems, so a very proud moment again.
And when you wanted to find a schoolmaster, you deal with dozens of horses. There'll be plenty that wouldn't be that suitable, presumably. but something like Virat really suitable.
Yeah, well, you think he's been winning now for 10 years. He was winning first when he's 3. We've had some fantastic times with him. And I've always said to Clive, first of all, Rose Loxton had him and did really well with him. And I always said to Clive, I had half of him with him, pay half the fees. If one day when Olive's 16, she can have him as a schoolmaster. And hence here we are. And I know Clive and Joan are incredibly proud of the horse and chuffed that Olive's doing so well on him.
And what's that, 8 winners now, Olive?
Yeah, 8 winners now.
8 winners, so we've only had 4 months, so you've only been riding 4 months, so that's tremendous. And any thoughts about presumably your schooling comes first, say in front of your dad, but any thoughts about riding even more in the future?
Yeah, well, I've got my amateur licence now, my Cat A. And then,
have you ridden on the racecourse? You have, haven't you?
Yeah, I had my first ride at Wincanton a month or so ago, which was such a buzz. And I want to concentrate on my pointing this year, and then I'd definitely like to go more down the amateur route.
Amateur route rather than being a conditional?
Well, yeah, maybe down the line I'd go conditional, but that for the minute.
And Dad been good and supportive?
Yeah, very supportive.
Saying all the right things. You mentioned Clan.
Yeah.
Winning races, running great races isn't always about winning, is it? Because the horse that beat you, Allaho, at Punchestown this week, he's out of the ordinary. I thought Clan did amazingly well to stick with him as long as he did.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to put it up to him, but what an amazing horse Hallow is. And Clan ran to his very, very best, just was beaten by a better horse on the day, and nothing we could have done any different to beat him. Like Harry said, he was always out of gear more than he had. He was always flat to the boards, made a couple of errors, but there was nothing you could do to beat him. And all the good horses behind Clan, if you'd have took the winner out and go back to last year's run, he's actually run the same sort of race. So, yeah, he's 10 years old now, he's been an amazing horse, and I suppose next year our aim will be to try and get him his best for Aintree in the spring and try and go 3-timer for the bowl.
Via the King George? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he'd enter him if Allaho turned up in that. I don't know what route
but that's
they'll
his
go down
race
with
at
him.
Aintree, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, it sort of suits him because some of the horses go to Cheltenham and then wait for Punchestown, so in between the two it fits in nicely for him and having really fresh for him, because obviously there's not many more miles left and he's had a lot of hard races.
But one more season?
One more season, and I'd say Aintree will be the aim for him.
Right. And so the new season starts today.
Yeah.
Have you got any runners that you talked to?
We just had a winner.
Oh!
Yes, had a winner.
So I was about to say you're back to 0, but you're on 1 already.
Yeah. Well, after last night in Cheltenham we had two
So was that
Mr.
in that 4-horse race where you...
in the novice chase, a horse called Echo.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah,
right. Have you got more to come?
Yeah, a horse Brewers Project later on.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
So good start. We got about 25 to run through the summer. Just keep Harry ticking over and keep us all busy.
Excellent. Well, look, well done. And this, I suspect that this operation is going to keep you pretty busy as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done to you, Olive.
Thank you
well
very
done,
much.
Paul, as well. And lovely to see you here. It's great, isn't it? A day out like this.
I absolutely love the point-to-point, and I always have done. But to see the crowds enjoying it, and actually, whether you got 2 runners or 10 runners, everybody enjoys it. Great day out, and it's a fantastic thing.
Well done, you. Well done.
Thank you
well done,
very much.
Virac, as well. Lovely to see the Team Nichols and Sam Loxton as well in such cracking form with success there this afternoon. I'm going to take you back to Simon in the betting ring.
Okay, Simon James, how's it so far, mate?
Yeah, it's very quiet. Business is ticking over. We just need a few more runners later on. The 2 runners sort of killed the atmosphere of the crowd a little bit, but I think this race will get going. Like again, a few more here. So hopefully we can crack on.
Have you won enough to buy your staff ice creams yet?
Not quite yet, no.
Oh dear.
Not the amount he eats.
Oh dear.
Oh, go on, cheer up. Still plenty of people here. I'm sure there's plenty of business, and as you can see, horses in the paddock now. There's Dry Old Party at the front of those two, just leading Spivvy Cove in the paddock here. Dry Old Party. I love that Simon's done another of his appearing from nowhere moments. What price is Dry Old Party at the moment?
Dry Old Party, he's a 6-4 favourite at the moment.
Is he?
Yep, but it's a very tight betting heat. They got Dry Old Party 6-4, Field Exhibition, Lancilio and Mr Miyagi all at Field Exhibition, Lancilio at 5-2, Mr Miyagi 5-1, No Escape 7-2, and good old Spivey Cove is a 10-1 outsider, but it's a fairly tight betting heat.
I was calling him Spivey Cove as well. Apparently they prefer Spivvy Cove.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay, Spivvy Cove it is.
But we'll have a look at Spivvy Cove. Thanks to Simon, who'll update us from the betting ring in just a second. So there's Dry Old Party, 12-year-old mare by Taboog. Similar colouring to Taboog as well. And if we just swing the camera around, we can keep with... Yeah, there we are. Keep with Dry Old Party. Stuart Payne trains, qualified via the Sevington Hunt. Trainers Racing Club owns. All recent efforts very respectable, particularly last time when runner-up to the Inform Molyneux in a mixed open race at Cherrybrook, beaten 6 lengths. Pursued all the way winner and looked dangerous entering the closing stages, but not quite good enough. So number 2, Dry Old Party, is the horse in our picture, and I must say Dry Old Party looks a picture in the paddock. So this one is favourite, Dry Old Party. Then we've got, what have we got behind Dry Old Party? We've got number 8, and there's Spivvy Cove, 12-year-old gelding. Gelding by Royal Applause. Do you remember Royal Applause? Brilliant sprinter on the flat. This horse, basically, it would be a pretty remarkable result if Royal Applause produced the winner of a 2.5-mile conditions race. But we shall see. Aaron Butterfield owns and trains, qualified via the Quantock Staghounds. Aaron's had just a wonderful year with Footloose, and this horse has had another busy old season, has Spivvy Cove, but just has been well beaten pretty much every time. There he is, though. Lovely to see Spivvy Cove here this afternoon. So the next one coming through with a very distinctive headgear. Oh, there we are, is number 4, which is Lancillo Lord, 12-year-old by Beneficial. Megan Bevan is the trainer, trains it for Kirsten Young, qualified via the South and West Wiltshire hunt, rated higher in this than the others. Winning pointer and hunter chaser, only narrowly beaten in a Stratford Open Hunters race, but that was a couple of years now, it was 3 years ago now actually, when trained by Ryan Potter, ridden by Ben Jones. Third at Badbury in November was okay, but then off the track for 4 months and not so good in a couple of hunter chases and a point-to-point since then, though showed up for quite a long time before fading fast in a level 1 conditions at Cottlestone in March when pulled up. You will not miss Lancillo Lord during the race with that headgear, and that is number 4. Coming through behind is number 3, Field Exhibition, 12-year-old mare by Great Exhibition. Good to have a good look at Field Exhibition. Plenty of racing, as you can see, trained by Ed Walker, qualified via the Cottesmore Hunt, owned by a partnership. 0 from 10 in point-to-points. And Field Exhibition. Actually, there have been some decent efforts this season. Ran okay at Wadebridge in December behind Moratorium. Ran well at Cheltenham last night. Again at Wadebridge in January. Only just held by Broadcliffs. Well, that form's all right. Ran third at Cotley in March. That was all right. And the fall, still in the hunt when fell at Cottlestone in a conditions race. Won by Imogen's Thunder on Easter Monday. It's won 6 times under rules, best on a flat track, so that's not a particular plus for today. Number 3, Field Exhibition. Once trained under rules by Christian Williams, who's making such a good fist of it from his base in South Wales. 7, No Escape, is just behind there. Now, I think she's really interesting, No Escape. She's only 4 years old, this filly. So as a result, she gets all sorts of allowances, takes her weight down by 1.5 stones compared to some, and by Cityscape, form figures of P44 you can see, owned and trained by Jimmy Cole, who also ride the horse as well, qualified via the Spooners and West Dartmoor, so that it gets all that allowance, A for being female and B for being young. Ran on the flat and over hurdles for Richard Spencer, Newmarket-based Richard Spencer. 3 runs for Jimmy, and the 2 4s have both been pretty respectable. See the riders there coming into the paddock. First was a maiden at Kilworthy over 3 miles, and the second a maiden at Trebudannon over 2.5. Chance that the the distance, it could be an issue, the 2.5 miles. But lovely shots there of No Escape. So who have we seen in the paddock? We've seen Dry Old Party, Field Exhibition, Lancello Lord, No Escape and Spivvy Cove. So we're just looking for number 6, which is Mr. Miyagi. And that one already mounted by his rider, Elizabeth Gale, riding this horse, orange and black check colours, being led up by Ben Jones. Mentioned Ben for riding one of the other horses in a point-to-point a long time ago, and Ben, the trainer's husband, professional jockey now, and you'll be able to spot those colours easily enough in the paddock, won't you? In the race itself as well as in the paddock. Not a lot to report in 3 races this year. Has been the winner of 7 races from 16 starts under rules trained by Dan Skelton and by Stuart Edmonds, and actually trained at one point Mr. Miyagi by Willie Mullins, but I don't think the horse ran for Willie Mullins. And the signal for the horses to be mounted has been given. See there, Chloe Emsley on Dry Old Party. Then we've got Mr. Miyagi coming through. So, and then just coming into our picture, there is number 8. There's Aaron Butterfield on Spivvy Cove. Behind that one is Field Exhibition. But we're still on Mr. Miyagi, 13 years old. And there's Spivvy Cove, and then behind Spivvy Cove we've got Field Exhibition. And despite all those allowances, No Escape's rider is actually putting up 3 pounds overweight. So that's perhaps worth noting. But I'm going to be watching this horse closely, No Escape, because I think the red and black colours there in the paddock will be coming into our picture very shortly. I do love that. Don't you love that headgear? And the fact that it matches the colours on Lancello Lord. Loving that. So that one that was being led round with the rider on board, Mr. Miyagi, is the first to leave the paddock, and Mark Dennis is going to be describing them on their way to the start.
Gentlemen, to our 4th race on the card, the Marchand Petit Flete Park conditions race, and the runners now coming down the course to the start, and the first one we see out is number 6, that's Mr. Miyagi, ridden by Miss Elizabeth Gale, orange and black checks with the orange sleeves and the black cap. Following that one down is number 8, that's Spivvy Cove, ridden by Mr. Aaron Butterfield, black with the orange seams, black cap with the orange star. Next out is number 3, Field Exhibition, ridden by Miss Ella Herbert, and that's dark blue and green, the dark blue and green cap. Following this one out is number 4, Lancello Lord, ridden by Miss Megan Bevan, black with the white cross belts, checked sleeves and a checked cap. In behind this is number 2, Dry Old Party, ridden by Miss Chloe Emsley, red and yellow stripes with the yellow sleeves and a hoop cap. And finally, to go in is number 7, that's No Escape, ridden by Mr. Jim Cole, red with the black diablos, chevrons on sleeves and a corded cap. So we have 6 that go to post then for this conditions race. They're racing over 2.5 miles, so they're back at the start at the bottom of the home straight, and they're due away at 3:45. So we're just a couple of minutes past post time.
Yes, a couple of minutes past post time, though, to be perfectly honest, it doesn't matter. People enjoying themselves, people not in a massive hurry. Only 6 races, so if the last goes off a few minutes late, not exactly the end of the world. There in the centre of the picture, Lancello Lord with the headgear. Going across there is Mr. Miyagi with the check colours. Number 8 there, the dark colours with the seams. There's Aaron Butterfield on Spivvy Cove. Over towards the left of the picture, the dark colours of Field Exhibition. Then the check with the yellow, I'm looking for the stripes, right in the centre, Dry Old Party. And there's, funny enough, from a distance, those colours on Elizabeth Gale, on Mr. Margie, look a little bit different from close up, but that is them. What's else? We got No Escape in the red there. So Dry Old Party on the left, then Great Exhibition, then the black and white of Lancelot Lord. The checks with the dark colours, that's Mr. Miyagi going around there with Spivvy Cove. And then we've got the colours that look very red, No Escape. Let's bring Simon in with betting on this race. What's the latest?
The latest is Dry Old Party is going to go off the 6-4 favourite. Second in is going to be Field Exhibition at 3-1.
And we're going to go. They're off and running.
Put down. So we're away then for this conditions race, and racing towards the first of the 15 fences, and Field Exhibition gallops quickly into a lead. Jumped out the gate fairly quickly and has quickly gone on by around about 10 lengths then as they pass the judge, 2 seconds ahead of them to race, and is increasing his lead all the time. So Field Exhibition jumps the next, and he really flew that, jumped it really well. Spivvy Cove's in second, but a long way off the leader at the moment. Lancelot Lord is next on the outside. In third, in fourth, we got Mr. Miyagi. Dry Old Party's back on the inside, and No Escape's the back marker then. But Field Exhibition is ridden with stamina assured at the moment, and is maybe 25-30 lengths clear of the field, and is racing up to the open ditch then in glorious isolation at the moment. Takes the ditch well and is over it safely. Just steadied a stride or two after the ditch, but has increased the pace again and continues on then to the plain fence in the back straight, past the 3 mile start now. As he comes to it, sails out over it, jumps it really well. Field Exhibition a 5-2 chance with the bookmakers, and 6-4 the favourite is Dry Old Party when I had a look, and then we're out to 3-1 Mr. Miyagi. No Escape 7-2, and then we're out to 5-1 for Lancelot Lord and Spivvy Cove, the outsider, at 11-1 as Field Exhibition takes the fence at the far end of the course, and is still a long way clear. As they cross the next end, No Escape is trying to go out on a bit of a solo mission to try and reduce the lead of this leader, but Field Exhibition still maintains a good old lead then, and is halfway down the hill already. Completes the descent now, Field Exhibition, and Gabriella Herbert as they races along the level. The rest of them are now finishing their descent, but the leader then is on over the next and making the slight turn up the hill into the home straight. There's No Escape and Spivvy Cove, they're 2 and 3. Lancelot Lord's next, and then Dry Old Party and Mr. Miyagi, the back marker of them, as the leader then has crossed the next. That'll be the final fence in a circuit's time, and has still got a healthy 25 plus lengths over No Escape. Jim Cole looks over his shoulder and going to see that he's around about 8 lengths clear then of Spivvy Cove, and another 3 lengths back to Dry Old Party, Lancelot Lord and Mr. Miyagi now just becoming a little detached then, as Field Exhibition is going to make this a real test. Just steadied slightly the leader now, but continues a decent enough gallop as the heads out into the country then, as the tail enders just take the final fence in the home straight. So Field Exhibition has really jumped out the gate and took quite an easy lead in the very early stages, and is going to try now and maintain it as he comes to the ditch then for the final time. Just rubbed through the top of the ditch there, Field Exhibition, and has steadied now And No Escape now is up to within about 20 lengths of the leader, has just reduced the margin slightly then, so Field Exhibition could just be getting a little bit of a blow in the back straight as he comes to the plain fence. No Escape trying to reel him in as he comes to the next end. No Escape's over safely. Lancelot Lord now has gone into third from Speedy Covey's backpedaling. Dry Old Party's gone up into fourth now as Mr Miyagi has been pulled up at the ditch. So Field Exhibition then takes on the fence at the far end of the course and just looks to have come back on the bridle slightly. No Escapes over in second and is now up to it about 15 lengths of the leader. Jim Cole now has got Field Exhibition firmly in his sights as they come to the top of the hill then. Field Exhibition by about 12 lengths now. No Escape in hot pursuit under Jim Cole in second, then Dry Old Parties into third from Lancelot Lord. Speedy Cove's next. So they've completed the descent then, or the leader has. And Field Exhibition, as I said, got out the gate really well at the start. No Escape's going to try and get back to them, but still got about 10 lengths to make up on the leader as he takes two out then, out over safely. No Escape giving chase back in second. Field Exhibition now just ridden along as they come up the hill then into the home straight. So Field Exhibition, Gabriella Herbert still clear on the run then to the final fence. Leader looks to be getting a little bit weary. No Escape kicked into it and now they settle down to sort it out on the run to the line, and Field Exhibition picks up again and is going to be punched out to the line to take this conditions race, the 2.5 miler from No Escape. Dry Old Parties back in 3, Speedy goes 4th, Lancelot Lord will be next.
So there's Field Exhibition getting a very well-deserved pat down the shoulder from Ella Herbert, and even more pats from Enthusiastic Connections. I'll tell you what, the runner-up over on the right of our picture, I said beforehand 3 miles might suit. What would that have done over 3 miles? That horse will be winning races in the not too distant future. I thought entering the closing stages it might be today. It wasn't quite to be. Spivvy Cove just over on just coming into our picture there. But what a beautiful ride from Ella Herbert. She organises the Field Exhibition Partnership, owners of Field Exhibition. A 12-year-old, this horse, by Great Exhibition. Look at the form figures. You know, some near misses, some letters as well. 0 from 10 in point-to-points, but I think I said beforehand, plenty of decent efforts at Wadebridge a couple of times. Also Cotley and Cottlestone last time. Winner under rules and a winner of a point-to-point here in good style. So just getting the confirmed result from the judge of the Marchand Petit Flete Park conditions race, and just confirmation that number 3 Field Exhibition is our winner. 12-year-old mare, and given a really nice ride, not just a bit of a nice ride, but a really well judged ride by Ella Herbert, and well done to her. I absolutely stand by what I said about No Escape, the 4-year-old filly that ran second with all those allowances. Jockey putting up some overweight, but that didn't make any difference eventually. But over 3 miles, I'm sure No Escape will be winning, and that's confirmed as second, with Dry Old Party finishing in third place, and a 10-length success in the end for our winner Field Exhibition, trained by Ed Walker, whose wife Polly Gundry is here. Well, God, Ella gave that most beautiful ride.
Well, after the last time she ran at Cottlestone, we had a net on her nose to get her calmer.
And we thought,
this is the horse, not the jockey.
This is the horse, not the jockey. The jockey needs lots of encouragement to make sure she's full of confidence, and the horse needs lots of calming down. And she fell, but I think the whole thing was a bit relaxed. So we took off the net off, and we didn't realise how much effect the net was having because it went off like a rocket. But no, Ella kept her balanced and kept her jumping. And
that's well judged, because it's not that easy to go off like a rocket.
No, it really isn't very easy, and she isn't the easiest mare, but you cannot say she's anything except for genuine and a bit bonkers. So no, it was. What Point-to-Pointing's about. A novice rider having her first win in the most beautiful place in Britain, so it's great.
Well, absolutely, and this horse she's been around a bit. She was good, decent under rules, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was decent under rules, but I know that even the professional jockeys, when I spoke to Nick Schofield, who'd ridden her and won on her, he said, oh no, not easy. Not for a professional, it's not easy. So no, Ella's done really well.
And you picked the right race. 2.5 miles is probably ideal.
Yes, yeah, she can hold her up, but it was the time to take the net off when you were going over 2.5 miles rather than 3. Yeah. I'm always very against anyone going far too fast in these races, but we broke all the rules.
Yes, and because when the horse fell the other day, she ran well there prior to the.
She was just ticking along, and it was the whole circuit to go, and she actually jumped the fence fine. And they'd done a great job with the watering, but it was probably a bit sludgy, and she got her feet stuck and tipped. It was an easy fall. One of those things.
Well, look, well done. How's the post-entry tour been going?
Yeah, the post-entry tour has been fine. It was a little bit stressful.
With Santini,
with Santini. He has thoroughly enjoyed the wind down and showing off because he's such a beautiful horse, and everyone enjoys watching him.
So how many trips has he done to?
He's done 3.
Right.
He did 3.
And is that him done, or is
that's him done? Shoes off now.
Anymore?
No, shoes off, and going out more and more often. We wind him down. We kind of have to wean ourselves off each other because I spent so much time with him. It's ridiculous, and he now thinks he's not quite as well loved as he was, but I promise he is. But he has to go out in the field at some point and go and chill.
So how long will he go out and chill for?
Probably 2 months.
Right,
yes,
and then bring him back in sort of August time? July,
probably,
August?
July time. Yeah, we'll be guided by what we're going to do, but I need enough time to get the weight off.
You haven't made a decision?
No
You'll be
decisions
back at
again.
Aintree in April.
Yeah, well,
I hope
think
you are.
So. I hope so. That's the aim. We'll try and get him a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker, so we don't wear the wheels out later on in the season.
Well, look, well done with him.
Thank you very much.
Even more, well done to you.
It's really good fun.
And you've obviously, as well as training the horse, you've obviously trained the jockey as well to an extent.
We've trained the jockey to train her horse. That's what we've done. We have to go. We can't work her on gallops because she just runs away. So we go and find the biggest hill in Devon that we can find, let her rip up it, and the jockey has learned masses and masses. She's done really well.
Well, we'll hear from her. I think the owners look like quite an enthusiastic bunch as well, don't they?
Yes.
Excellent. Well done to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Super to see field exhibition in such good form. And Ella Herbert, we'll try and have a word with Ella in a second, in great form as well. I'm not sure we ever gave you that replay, did we? Did we ever give you the replay? No. Let's go for the replay.
The fence at the far end of the course,
and from the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area, and you can see that field exhibition is miles in front of No Escape. The others look held at this point. 2.5 miles was probably pretty crucial, wasn't it, to the ultimate result. And look, big advantage, I suppose. To watching, you thought perhaps field exhibition will come back to her field, but she didn't, and through the gap there, galloping on strongly. Now this was the point where I thought No Escape and Jimmy Cole were going to perhaps play quite a big part, but lovely leap there, beautiful leap though from the filly as well, from the 4-year-old No Escape, and look at the way that the leader and eventual winner is not for stopping up the steep finish in this race, and No Escape gets it down to about 3 or 4 lengths. But here's the last, over he goes, lovely, and at that stage No Escape has just not jumped it as quite as well as she might have done, and in the end 10 lengths was the margin in a time of 5 minutes and 31 seconds. Well done to all concerned. Try and have a word with Ella, I think, in a minute, because that was a really striking first success. I'll tell you the other person I want to meet as well is Aaron Butterfield, because I've so admired his handling of Footloose this season. So hopefully we'll have both of those characters with us in a few moments' time. Ella is in that group there. receiving her trophy. Well done. And right in the centre of your picture with the Trilby hat on and is looking on sagely, that's George Welch from the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, which is such an important part of point-to-point and hunter-chase racing in the Devon and Cornwall area. Supporters of races here at Flete, and this whole meeting here at Flete today, but races at Flete, also at Buckfast Lee, and under rules at Newton Abbot and at Exeter as well. And can only repeat the gratitude that we have here to the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company for its support. Formed in 1783 and raced at Totnes until the outbreak of the Second World War in 1939. Never reopened, like a few racecourses. Didn't reopen again after the Second World War, but the company kept going, and it's shrewdly run by George Welch and his other directors, and they're able to put plenty of money into point-to-pointing and hunter chasing round here, and without its support, well, you know, they're a big part of the whole thing, and the point-to-point authority runs the whole show from afar. But in this absolute heartland of point-to-point racing, where so many people have so much fun, and also these country pursuits make money as well for the hunts, and indeed for the sport as a whole, then they do a wonderful job. The Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company. There's Ella getting her trophy, and that's her first winner. We've had a few firsts actually. So at the last meeting we had a first winner for Chad Baymont, and now today we've had a first winner for Ella Herbert. We got some starting prices, Simon. What were as we look at those happy scenes in the winners' enclosure? What if we'd had a good bet on field exhibition? What's the starting price?
Went off at 3-1, but you could have had 7-2, so there was a bit of money. Second was No Escape, was 7-2, and Drow Party, the 6-4 favourite, finished third.
So you watched lots of point-to-points. I really like this No Escape. So, but my worry was that 3 miles would suit better than 2.5, and if there had been another half mile, I think that, you know, clearly the 2.5 miles suited the winner really well. I bet No Escape's in action somewhere, perhaps at Upcut, somewhere over the next month or so, over 3 miles. And I'll tell you what, I'll be giving you a fiver to put on her.
I'm sure the bookies will be very much looking forward to that, Courtney.
Excellent, super, lovely to see you, and well done to the team, to Ella Herbert and to the Ed Walker and Polly Gundry team there with field exhibition. Got some news of our next race, and that is the Bruin Dolphin Devon and Cornwall area conditions race for the Artemis Happiest When Hunting novice riders race, and there are going to be 3 runners. Oh, here they are. One is Alternative with Otis Morgan, so this race remembering Artemis Morgan and Otis, the late Artemis's brother, rides Alternative. That's number 1, £3 penalty for winning here a fortnight ago. 3 is Ragged Dream with Tamby Welch, and 5 is Syracuse's Dream with 2 dreams. Syracuse's Dream with Michael Trenier, and this will be a fun race for these novice riders, because Otis, Tamby, and Michael would all know each other well, and all involved with these 3 horses would know each other well, and they're going to be competing over 3 miles. And we'll talk more about that race in a few moments' time. But I came here today saying if there's one person that I want to meet this afternoon, it's a person who I've admired from afar a lot this season. It's Aaron Butterfield, owner, trainer and jockey of Footloose, which has won about 5 races or something. And Aaron's here. Good afternoon. Lovely to see you. Congratulations with Footloose. You've had the most terrific season.
Yeah, he's been really good this season. He's come into his own, and I've been very grateful for him for what he's done for my career at the start of the season.
Before we talk about your career, we were talking about another horse earlier on. He turned a corner, Footloose. How did he turn? Well, what have you been doing?
We just a change of scenery, I think, and going back to basics. He canters up a grass field every day, and I think it was probably more for him than going up a gallop every day that probably blew his brain a bit. So the change of scenery definitely helped him.
Remind me where you got him from?
We got him from Harriet Brown.
Right. Oh yes, of course.
Yeah,
right.
I got him from Harriet Brown, and he came to us. We gave him a couple of quiet weeks, then cracked on with him, and we ran him at Larkhill, and he finished second at Maiden. And then since then he's been very good.
Yeah, has he won 5?
He's won 5 this season, yeah.
And in fact, I know you finished him for the season, but he's nearly been the leading horse of the whole season, hasn't he?
He has been, yeah. I think he's only like a winner or 2 away from being.
Yeah, 2. Was it 2?
Yeah, I think it's 2.
Yeah.
I think Southwood Fit has won 7 this season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can't complain. He's been very good, good this season.
I suppose you having won 5, which is great. So the fact the Southfield Theatre people have won 7, I'm sure you tip your hat to them for achieving that. Don't
Very
you?
much so, yeah. Very good achievement.
And so you say, how steep's the field that you gallop him up?
It's a lovely hill. Probably about 3.5 furlongs.
Where's this?
Henstridge.
Right.
Near Yeovil, Sherborne.
Right. And that's your part of the world.
My part of the world, yeah.
Right.
As I'm from
Certainly is now.
Yeah, it is now anyway. Won't be moving him from there for a little while. But yeah, it's only about 3.5 furlongs. He just does varies on what days he does, but to when he runs or where he is in his work. But he do 3 just quiet canters up there and keeps him fit and sweet, and it's clearly proved good this season.
Oh, it's fantastic. And you hadn't ridden a winner before this season, had you?
No, I hadn't ridden a winner before this season. I ended up running 5 on him.
So when you talk about putting your name up in lights, he really has.
He really has, yeah. And I picked up some lovely rides as spares and off of some wonderful owners and trainers in the pointing world now. So it's all thanks to him, really. And
well done.
Do
you have a real job? Or do you just have this lovely
job?
Yeah,
I work for Colin Tizard's riding out part-time.
Well, that
in the
is a proper job.
So that is a proper job, and then I've got 3 of my own pointers to do in the afternoon, so it keeps me fairly busy. I'm a very busy man.
Yeah, and no mischief.
No mischief.
It must keep you out of mischief completely. And I'm just thinking, if you have a horse called Footloose, which you do,
yeah,
and maybe this is aging me, but I love that song, Footloose.
Yeah, it does get played very often on the way to the races.
Absolutely.
When he's running.
And your end of season party, you'll be just sort of dancing to that all night.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. And coming here today. Obviously not with Footloose, but you've got 3 rides, is it?
Yeah, 3 rides today.
And I love Spiffy Cove because he tries every time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a very consistent horse. We probably haven't had much luck with him really.
Right. But you'll be keeping on with him.
Keeping on with him. He ran really well today. He just the only problem we do have, he doesn't quite stay 3 miles, but his old age catches him out with 2.5. Yeah. So we're a bit stuck really. So I was planning to just make all and try and do it from the front, but his old legs can't go as fast as some of these younger horses. But
he gives you and himself a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's given me loads of fun. He's taught me loads. So here, keep going. Probably the end of this season, and we'll probably retire him and have him on the farm as a happy hacker.
Oh, lovely. But, final thought: your colours. They're your family colours.
My granddad's colours, yeah.
Right.
Until this season, they haven't been first past the post. Now they have been 5 times. So the first time I rode a winner of them, it was very emotional. But they've been in the family too many years before I was born.
And they're really good colours as well, aren't
they?
Really
Really good colours, yeah.
Orange, don't you think orange, especially with a darker colour, they're great silks.
Very good.
You can definitely, the stewards can obviously see you as well, but it means everyone can see you if we've had a couple of quid on you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done this season. I think that what you've done with Footloose has been one of the stories of the season. Really enjoyed watching you.
Thank you.
You've got one more ride today?
One more ride, Sanford Castle. And the next race.
I like that. I think he's a really interesting contender in the last.
He is, yeah. He ran last week, and he just slightly needed a run because before that I'd only had him a little while, and we didn't quite know where he was in his work. But he needed a run last week. He's done everything right since he came up with the race well, so we thought we'd run him here, and a lovely 3 runners run a race at the minute.
It's going to be 3, is it?
Yeah, 3 runners declared
so
now.
I'm not going to get a price because I fancied him.
We'll see.
We'll see. Excellent. Well, lovely to meet you, and well done this season, and best of luck later on.
Thank you very much.
Lovely to see Aaron. We've got another guest coming. There you are. Another guest coming in 1 second. But let's just go quickly to Simon in the betting ring.
Dave Spice, once again, you're doing the forecast here in the 3-horse race.
Yeah.
Proving popular with the public today.
It's not too bad actually. It's ticking over quite well, really. Yeah, it's given them something a bit more to bet on, a bit more variation, so it's going all right.
And I've got to say, unlike most of your brethren, you've made the effort today, haven't you?
Simon.
Definitely wins Best Turned Out Bookie Award. The competition wasn't hot, but you've definitely won it.
Thank you very much, Simon.
All sorts of fun and games in the betting ring. Well, our most recent winner here of the Marchand Petit conditions race over 2.5 miles was given the most beautiful, well-judged ride. It was field exhibition, which was successful, and Ella Herbert is here, having given that beautiful, well-judged ride. Congratulations, and it's your first winner.
Yeah.
How good? So get nice and close to the mic so we can hear exactly your answer. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it was very good. She's a very good horse, so she deserved to get her nose in front.
Yeah, but as we were saying with Polly earlier on, they can tear off, but you've got to keep control, and you've got to know where you are and what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't risk looking around completely because I didn't want to be unbalanced or anything, but I couldn't hear anyone behind me for most of it until over the last.
Well,
and
suddenly
I thought I better get pushing.
Must have got quite loud.
Yeah, exactly. I knew she'd be in front at some point round the first circuit. I didn't know how long she'd stay there.
Yeah.
But she seemed to enjoy herself, and the course here, she had loads of natural breathers, so I think that's why she just kept coming.
And I love the way that the runner-up looked quite threatening, coming sort of 2 out, but and certainly over 2 out. But you had a little bit up your sleeve, didn't you? Given those breathers.
Yeah, I think I'd really tried to swing off her down the hill to try and keep a bit back, but she travels so well downhill anyway. I didn't need to push at all. And then I think that's what filled her up, really. And I think because she was so far in front, I think maybe mentally she settled a bit. Maybe she's not one for settling usually, but she was fantastic.
Well, Polly says you find the steepest hill to run her up and just wait.
Yeah, we can't really work her on the gallop. But yeah, there's a very steep hill just above Sidbury in Devon, and I just let go of her at the bottom, and you only need to go up about twice, and then that's all she's done really for the past few months, other than run. So.
And you've had a second before, haven't you?
Yeah, I had a second at Wadebridge to Anna and Broadcliff.
Right. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Was that her first winner, or that was?
Yeah, no, that was her first winner. Yeah.
So, the form of that race.
I know. Well, exactly. Broadcliff's a very good horse, and she definitely deserved to beat me. But yeah, it was a similar thing at Wadebridge where Flo ran a very, very good race, but I just got pipped, and he's a proper. He'll keep going, won't he? So.
And so just quickly, because the next race is nearly upon us, you're here, lots of people here, I'm sure, today, lots of people cheering you on.
Yeah.
And it was a very well-judged ride. How good does that?
No, it feels really, really good that the horse does that. Yeah, it feels really good.
Excellent. Well, look, well done you. Congratulations. Very good indeed to ride your first winner, and Ella Herbert riding her first winner on field exhibition, effectively her own horse in the conditions race. Right, the signal has been given. We've got a little bit behindhand. There's Syracuse's Dream on your screen. The horse is just going out onto the racecourse proper now. We'll have a look at them when they go to the start, but there's the grey Syracuse's Dream, and then the other two are, if we can swing the camera around, just see the other two coming up the paddock here, and in those green colours, that is Tamby Welch. Looks amazingly like his dad, and he's on Ragged Dream, and then the Alternative is there as well. That's the Engagement. Alternative is taking up today the dark colours with the Cross of Lorraine, and you can hear Mark Dennis describing them out onto the course. We'll just let him describe these last two as well.
And finally, the one we see out is number 1, Alternative, ridden by Mr. Otis Morgan. Dark blue, the base Cross of Lorraine, dark blue sleeves and cap. So just the 3 that head down to post then for this 5th race of the afternoon, the conditions race for Devon Cornwall area novice riders, and they're due away at 4:20. So we're just a minute past post time now.
There we can see Ragged Dream going to the start in front of Alternative. Simon Knott's here. I guess Alternative's favourite, is it?
13-8 on Cornelius. Alternative, Syracuse's Dream 2-1, and Ragged Dream 11-4.
Excellent. Those then are the odds for these 3 horses. We've got the caption just to confirm the 3 horses taking part in this race. There we are, just to confirm, alternative with Otis Morgan. So this race being run in memory of the late Artemis Morgan. Very emotional success for the Morgan family in this race last year with Skylander. He's not here today, but alternative is. They have an alternative, and it's alternative. And Otis rides that, number 1. 3, Ragged Dream with Tamby Welch. And 5, Syracuse's Dream with Michael Trenier. So those are the 3. The grey horse there is Syracuse's Dream, 11-year-old by Lord de Sud. Lovely shots there of him, trained by Deborah Trenier, Trenier family owned, qualified via the Dartmoor. Best effort, latest when fast finishing over the course and distance behind Skylander. Winner of 4 from 47 in point-to-points, and most recently a 3-mile conditions race at the First Fleet last year, and that form looking pretty good. Fleet form, and this is a Horses for Courses track, P222311F3. Second in this in 2018, fell 3 out in this in 2021. Magnificent looking horse, great shots there. And that's Ragged Dream just coming across. Lovely shots there of Ragged Dream number 3. Ragged Dream is ridden by Tamby Welch, and this horse, he's a 9-year-old by Ragmar. Hannah Welch trains, qualified via the Dartmoor. Would imagine better for first run in 2 years plus, when showed up for a long way but eventually pulled up in the Hunt race over the course and distance a fortnight ago, won by Skylander. Previous race had been some time before, so that was okay. And Ragged Dream is there, number 3, as flags are raised. Then alternative, running for the Dartmoor Racing Club. Annabelle Bacon trains in the centre of your picture there, penalised £3 for the success here of a couple of weeks ago. On that occasion finished on his own after Jeremy Central was pulled up late on and Board of Trade fell. Probably better for a couple of runs early on at Badbury and Charlton Hawthorn. Certainly able on his day, ran well in this last year before unseating the rider at the 4th last. Winner in the past for David Pipe. How are they going to get on then? Alternative is in the bluish colours, the green, but it's the grey horse is Syracuse's Dream, and the green and the bay horse is Ragged Dream. And the starter ready to send them on their way, Mark Dennis.
They jump away from the start then for this novice riders conditions race, and towards the first of their 18 fences, and Syracuse's Dream joined in the air by Alternative. They're the 1 and 2, and then Ragged Dream just a length off of them back in 3 as they quickly disappear from view and reappear and on towards fence number 2 then. So Syracuse's Dream with the advantage. Length and a half clear then of Alternative. Another length then back to Ragged Dream as they prepare themselves for the big turn at the top of the hill to make the descent for the first time. Syracuse's Dream, partnered by Michael Trenier. Michael had a winner about 3 years ago, had a bit of a quiet season so far. Rode in the members race here a couple of weeks ago. So they complete the descent then. Syracuse's Dream still the lead, and still a couple of lengths to Alternative back on the inside as they cross the next end, and they're all over that safely. Now begin their slight turn to climb up into the top of the home straight and on towards what'll be the final fence in 2 circuits time. So Alternative now just takes over, jumps into a lead of about 2 lengths then to Syracuse's Dream. Ragged Dream, the back marker, around about 5 lengths off of the leader then. Past the judge, 2 circuits ahead of them to race, and up towards 2 plain fences now at the top of the home straight. Alternative, partnered by Otis Morgan. Otis, had a 3-timer at this meeting 2 weeks ago. In his very early stages of a career, quite a milestone to hit. This is his local track, and had a very memorable winner here 12 months ago in a race run in memory of his sister. So they now head up the back straight then, and Alternative with the advantage. 2 lengths clear now of Ragged Dream, which goes into second at the expense of Syracuse's Dream. Just a little bit flat-footed for Michael Trenier. Just give him a shake of the reins and ridden along for a stride or two. Seems to be back on the bridle now as one circuit has been completed, and they race on then to another plain fence. Alternative by around about 3 lengths now to Ragged Dream. Syracuse's Dream all over safely, and again Syracuse's Dream just ridden away from that by Michael Trenier. Syracuse's Dream a 5-2 chance. Alternative is a 2-1 on favourite, and Ragged Dream the outsider of them at 3-1 as they now race up to the fence at the top end of the course, the far side then. Alternative jumped that really well. Otis Morgan in his first year of A-levels at Sherborne School. And keen to do as much riding as he can, he says. But the studies must come first. So they're at the turn then. That's going to bring them down over the hill for the second time. And Alternative, 2 lengths clear then. Ragged Dream in 2, Syracuse's Dream in 3. And Tammy Welsh, Michael Trenier, first cousins to each other. So they're at the fence at the bottom of the hill, and they're over that safely. And now Otis Morgan looks over his shoulder, and is going to see that Ragged Dream's on the inside. Syracuse's Dream's a little bit further back. They race into the home straight then. That'll be the final fence in the circuit's time. They'll pop her out nicely, although Syracuse's Dream is again a little bit steady and sticky over it. And Michael Trenier now gets hard at work on Syracuse's Dream. He's just hit a bit of a flat spot at the moment as Alternative and Ragged Dream have just injected half a pace into the gallop. Syracuse's Dream just left wanting for a few strides, but still ridden along by Michael Trenier as he reaches the final plain fence in the home straight. He's over that safely and kicked away then out into the country. He's lost around about 25 lengths then on the leader. Alternative, who's increased his lead over Ragged Dream up to about 8 lengths now as they make the climb up to the open ditch then for the final time in this novice riders conditions race. And Alternative was pretty good at it there, out over safely. Ragged Dream was a little bit slower over it, and again has lost a bit of ground. The leader's got around about a 15 length advantage then as they pass the 3 mile start. A similar distance from Ragged Dream back to Syracuse's Dream as Otis Morgan and Alternative have got his 2 pursuers in a little bit of trouble at the moment as the leader then makes his way up towards the third last, reappears from view into view, and takes 3 out. Coming up then for Alternative. He's over that safely. Ragged Dream now driven by Tammy Welsh. Syracuse's Dream looks to have just come back on the bridle slightly and is maybe going to overhaul Ragged Dream for second spot soon, but they've still got a lot of work on their plate to get back into contention as Alternative now is making the run down over the hill then for the final time. Well clear, around about 25 lengths clear as he completes the descent then and races along the level. And the only dangers are now probably in front for Alternative. 2 fences remain. This is the second last then, and he's out over that safely. Otis Morgan looks over his shoulder and he won't see anything to get too concerned about as he makes his way up the incline then into the home straight, and he's travelled pretty well throughout, and he's on the run to the last then. He's over that safely and kicks clear. He's going to be eased down to the line for a a very easy win in the end. Syracuse's Dream has indeed run on well and is going to finish in second for Michael Trenier. Unfortunately, Ragged Dream has been pulled up on the run up to the home straight. So just the two finish, and Alternative wins from Syracuse's Dream.
So, for the second year running, this novice riders race goes to Otis Morgan, and although it's not actually printed in the race card or on the website, this is the race run in memory of Otis's late sister Artemis, died as a result of an accident a couple of years ago. And so the official name of the race is the Bruin Dolphin Artemis Morgan Happiest When Hunting Conditions Race, level 2 for novice riders. And there is Otis unsaddled. Syracuse's Dream is now in the paddock, and the other horse I think was pulled up, Ragged Dream, but has just, in fact it was pulled up but has just come back to a tiny bit of sarcastic cheering from the crowd. It's a bit unnecessary, but still, Syracuse's Dream, he's okay. He's finished second, but confirmation of the winner, Alternative, and this is how Alternative did it.
Tammy Welsh, Syracuse's
so
Dream,
here we are.
to have just come back on the bridle slightly, and is
second and
maybe
going
to overhaul Ragged Dream.
Because the
for
leader is gone,
soon,
and you can just about see him through the trees. There he is. The dark colours of Alternative, dark colours of the Dartmoor Racing Club. £3 penalty for winning here 3 weeks ago, finishing alone on that occasion. Had a couple of runs earlier on in the season, as you can see from the form figures, a 7 and a 5, and probably just needed those to get complete fitness there. That lovely sideways shot. Jockey looked around. He was critical of himself for looking around at the last meeting, but there was no problem about looking around today. And the fact is, he's coming up the hill here towards the final fence, and he jumps it really well, and he is just coming up to the line as the second horse, Syracuse's Dream, jumps the last. Pat down the shoulder, and Syracuse's Dream perfectly well over the final fence. So well done to that one. And this Alternative, he's proving ideal. David Pipe trained him once upon a time, won some races, one over hurdles and one over fences as well for David Pipe. And this horse has done them absolutely proud, all concerned, and delighted to say that the winning trainer Annabelle Bacon is here, just as you were at the last meeting twice, only once today.
I know.
You're slipping.
No,
You're slipping.
brilliant.
But I'll tell you what, that was a lovely performance. Clearly, horse and jockey combine perfectly, don't they?
Absolutely.
So you've got the right horse for the right rider.
Absolutely, and Otis rides him amazingly, absolutely brilliantly, and it's lovely to see a horse and jockey get on so well, and go out and do.
Not very often you say simply not there was never an anxious, apart from the obstacles.
No.
But he jumps beautifully, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'd be our best jumper in the yard,
right.
And
does that take a lot of work, or is he just a natural?
No. We school around the arena at home, and Josh, my boyfriend, schooled him on Thursday, and he's just bucking, and he loves it. He just he doesn't need schooling, but he just absolutely loves it, and just keeps him sweet and keeps him happy. So
lovely that you decided to come for this of the three. I think you had 3 entries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously because of the importance for the Morgan family.
Exactly. No, it's amazing for Otis to win it. 2 years in a row. Archie's surely looking down, and
it's lovely. And I don't know. I'm probably just sounding like an old romantic, but sometimes these horses just seem to know.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
seem to know. Do you know,
I know.
if I put my best foot forward today, I'll be rather popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was Skylander last year.
Yeah, Skylander did it last year.
How's he? He's
good. He picked
off
up
games, I was told.
Yeah, he picked up a cut after the last meeting here. He'll be absolutely fine. He'll run again, but it was.
He will be able to run again.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And what about this guy? This guy will be able to run again.
Yeah,
won't he?
hopefully. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what's the? Have you formed a plan?
Not yet. I hope Skylander will be out in the next week or two, and
Right.
this lad will have a couple.
So
of
you've
weeks.
still got upcuts around here.
Yeah.
You've still got upcuts. You've still got Bratton Downs.
Yeah, and whether
Unbelievable.
Skylander might go to Cothelstone on the evening meeting.
Wessex area.
I know. But they're in good form, and then Otis's 4-year-old mare, which he ran at Cothelstone, ran a nice race, and that'll run again.
So showed up for a long way before sort of still learning, I think.
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. No. Pulled up 2 out, but ran a lovely race, took it all in her stride, and that's all you can ask for a first time out. You know.
Well done. Have you got any more runners? There's plenty of racing at the moment. Have you got any more runners over the holiday?
Yeah, so we've got 2.
Oh, did you run practically everything at the last?
We did. Yeah, we had.
Where was that? That was.
7 runners at Cothelstone. We had 9 runners over the Easter
What's
weekend.
your name? Paul Nichols.
No, they all ran really well. Well, we had 2 winners, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds.
Oh,
so
well.
it's good.
So
out of 9
you're
runners.
the team in form.
No, it's great. And
So
then
how
we've
many
got,
have you had? What's this? Your 5th? How many have you had for the season?
There's the 3rd win.
Third win.
Third win of the season, and we've got 2 going to Vorter Hill on Monday. Little Billy Boy. And Get Busy Living.
Excellent.
So,
well, look, well done, you.
Thank you very much.
I know there are a lot of people here who will be chuffed for all involved,
definitely.
so you've delivered a lot of happiness
it's a
for them.
Great day. Really,
Super.
really good.
Well done.
Thank
Lovely
you
to
so
see you.
much.
Well done,
Thank you.
Annabelle Bacon, the trainer of Alternative, successful in the Bruin, Dolphin, Devon and Cornwall area race, and that the full title of the race, the late Artemis Morgan, Happiest When Hunting Novice Riders Race. Get some starting prices for you in a few seconds' time, but I don't think we'll be getting very rich in terms of winning bets on Alternative, but just in terms of what pointing's all about, etc., that lovely story for the Morgans is continuing. I think I can take you back now to the betting ring, and Simon.
On the floor, which means that I'm trying to look at the prices. But when you get to a certain age, you can't see the prices. So it's a very difficult job to do. So my son here has brought me back here because he thinks I'm worn out at the end of the day. So I'm stood up here.
Now, Barry, tell me, do the floor men still nick a bit for the off the back bets to enhance their wages?
No, don't do that nowadays because everything's on computers. Years ago, when you had a bit of chalk, it was different because you had to pay for the chalk. But now we don't do that.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Barry. Good luck. It's the firm that's always popular with the ladies. You can see why. How's it been today, Dax? Have you kept Joe under control?
Just about. Just about.
How's the business been?
It's okay, mate. Nothing too exciting. A lot of people got the money. The money's all right. It's all right.
Are you in front?
Yeah. We're having a reasonable day, so I can't make it.
Excellent. Good man. There, look at that face. Okay, so last race at this second Flete Park meeting of the month. 3-horse race. You've got a 2 to 5 on shot. But the bookmakers are winning a bit. The money's down on last time. It's not as easy as it was last time, but they're all still winning. So let's hope we get this one. This one trots up.
And we'll hear more from Simon in just a few moments' time. I can bring you news of our final race of the afternoon. I think Aaron Butterfield alluded to the fact earlier on there were going to be 3 runners in our final race. Have we got the caption? There we have it. So Board of Trade runs in this. Number 2, Board of Trade. Won at the meeting last year. Won the 4-miler last year. A faller at the most recent race here. And running in the Olympus Plant and Tool Hire Veteran Horses Conditions race. So number 2, Board of Trade, with Chloe Emsley, trained by Ed Walker. Then Sanford Castle. We'll talk more about Sanford Castle when he's in the paddock in a few moments' time. But I think he's a really interesting contender. 7, Sanford Castle, and then the other contender is number 10, This Briac, with Amy Benelick. riding that one. Board of Trade qualified via the Axevale Harriers. Sandford Castle qualified via the Quantock Staghounds, and this Briac via the East Cornwall. Presentations taking place in the paddock. We'll look at the horses in a second, but first of all, Simon is here just to... There you are. Oh, there you are. And here's Simon. And Simon's got the betting on... Oh, no, you've got the starting prices, first of all, on our final race.
Yeah, starting prices. Alternative went off at 4 to 6, and Syracuse's Dream was 11 to 4. And I was in such a hurry to get back up here. I saw you waving that I've got Board of Trade in this next race as the odds on 2 to 5 favourite. I haven't got the other two. So I'm going to have to run back.
So I'll wave at you again in a second. Thanks very much to Simon. And just to clear up that last race, the time was 7 minutes and 2 seconds, and not the biggest shock of all time that the winning distance is given as a distance. It was pretty much a fence. Alternative considerably superior to his rivals in that race. And just looking over various trophies are being handed out, but nice race, full stop. Here are the runners in the paddock for the last race, but that last race, nice race, full stop, because as I said, we had 3 runners, and the 3 riders concerned, all novice riders, all pretty familiar with each other. Otis Morgan, Tamby Welch and Michael Trenier, and Tamby and Michael indeed are cousins, so that extra special for them. Right, the horses in the paddock for our final race of the day at Fleet, the final of the 13 races that are taking place at Fleet over the 2 fixtures in April, and another resounding success I think these 2 fixtures have been. And there's this Briac with the cheek pieces, and this Briac is an 11-year-old by Carlo Bank. Amy Benelick is the trainer as well as the owner, and she'll be riding it as well. And this horse won 3 points, but not for a year or two now. Well beaten so far this season. Did win a couple of races under rules, both at Leicester actually, both at Leicester and both in pretty soft ground. Today though on good ground at Fleet. That is this Briac. So that is number 10. And then number 7 there, that's Sandford Castle. Sandford Castle's a 12-year-old by Norwich. This horse trained by Aaron Butterfield, as we've said, owned by him as well, and only UK point-to-point so far was when well beaten 3rd of 3 in a conditions race at Stafford Cross. That was last weekend. Won an Irish point-to-point, Tinnahealy, County Wicklow, when surviving quite a bad late blunder, the second last. Plenty of races for Johnny Farrelly, and ran okay plenty of times, but only one win. That was over 3 1/4 miles in a handicap chase at Taunton, off a mark of 78, and it was 18 months ago, December 2020. Might easily win a race though, and that is number 7, which is Sandford Castle. And then the only other runners, number 2, Board of Trade, and we'll get a good look at Board of Trade in a few moments time. And Board of Trade is here. Distinctive white socks on Board of Trade. 11-year-old by Black Sam Bellamy. Ed Walker trains. Owned in partnership by the Trainers Racing Club and the Group of Otters Partnership. Was still in the hunt, very much in the hunt, when falling on the final circuit in a 3-runner conditions race here at the previous fixture. Race 1 by Alternative. Ran at both fixtures in 2021. Relished the 4 miles that he might have had a go at earlier on in the day, but he's decided to come for this race instead. Lovely shots. And I'll tell you what, congratulations to all involved with the camera work in the paddock, and indeed the camera work at the start. Love the fact that in our last race we were able to have such a good look at them at the 3-mile start, and hope you appreciated that as well. this live stream presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area. And to be perfectly honest, the live stream presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area at Flete would hardly be the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area live stream at Flete without Otis Morgan riding a winner. Well done. Hello, Otis again. That was great. Now that horse is just perfect for you.
We suit each other really well, I think. Thank you for saying that.
Because you are, you're getting going.
Yeah.
He knows more about it than most of us.
I would agree. He's definitely very sensible.
Goodness, he jumps well.
Thank you. He does jump so well.
And I thought there's Otis showing off at the last. So you're going to have another lovely jump off him at the last as well.
Well, I'm glad he had it in this time. He was just brilliant. I couldn't fault him all the way around. It seems to be a reoccurring theme. Actually, I can't fault the horse.
Yeah,
there'll be at some point.
Can you fault yourself? Because you do tend to be self-critical. I think it's something to do with your philosophy.
It is, exactly. And I've been doing it a lot this week, so maybe I've spent
a lot of
other areas criticising myself. But today I can't really criticise anything. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. And you did have your little look around, which your trademark look around, but there was nothing to see.
No, there wasn't. This time there wasn't, which is a bit of a shame. I thought it'd be nice to come back with all my fellow friends.
Yeah.
All in one sort of line. Anyway.
But tell us about actually the race, because there were only 3 runners in the race, but Tamby and Michael, the other two, they're big mates, aren't they?
Well, they're great mates, neighbours. Michael's the next door farm. We've been with each other. We've been seeing each other for ages now. We've been great friends for a long time, both of them. And it's just nice to start in the changing rooms with people you know. Have a good chat, have a bit of banter, go at the race, and do as best you can. And it's all fun and games.
But the banter had to stop because you were so far in front of the other two.
Well, the banter couldn't continue, I guess. But I'm just really, really pleased with the horse again. As I said.
And lovely to win this particular race for the second year running, which won't be lost on anyone here.
Well,
how special
exactly.
That is.
More importantly, it's Artie's race. I know they didn't mention it today. Sponsored by Elsewhere, but it is Artie's race, and that was brilliant for me.
And the trophy's rather nice. It's rather
You've
nice
seen the trophy, have you?
Your dad showed me the trophy earlier on.
Good. Good.
He said there were 2, and I thought I might try and pinch the other one. It's very nice.
I think she'd
how many
approve.
trophies? You picked up 2 trophies today. So what was the other one?
So are you saying Artie's or the other one?
So I've got
Artie's today.
And then did you pick up another one?
And then just earlier I picked up the novice riders for the 3 wins I've had at Flete over the 2 meetings. So the most improved novice rider, I think, or the more wins, I don't know, but nice to collect 2, I think.
What about last time? You the double last time. You were obviously in buoyant mood. Was that well celebrated?
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely. Those things don't go unknown. To us as a family, it's so important. All my excuses after to be able to drink as much as I want, and have no one on my back for it. So it was celebrated really well, and I'm sure this one too. But we've got to take everything in our stride. The horses will keep improving and keep. I use the word breaking. I don't mean it in the sense that breaking bones, but having injuries or picking up this and that. Like Skylander today, he was meant to be here. He can't because he's had a
serious,
cut.
is it?
Nothing serious. No, we thought we'd give him a rest. It's it's not a dangerous course, but it's something. A horse challenges a horse a little bit, so we gave him a break and just brought alternative today. Yeah, exactly. Here you've got to be 100%.
And final thought, at school, are they all following you from afar? And
I let my friends know about it. In
a characteristically modest way, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I just say, look, actually last time there were some mates that came down with me. You might not have seen them, but they like to support, and they are very country sort of people, so they come down and they love this sort of thing.
Do you miss many lessons?
No, I do it all on the weekends. Occasionally I might just
go
up to Josh and Annie's.
On Monday?
Yeah, I am.
All right, does that mean missing a lesson?
I mean, it's a bank holiday, so what can I say? So we shouldn't be at school anyway.
Well, look, there have been lots of good stories at Flete over last year in this, but none better than yours. So well done, and we've all really enjoyed being part of it.
Thank you, Cornelius.
Super.
Thank you
Lovely
again.
to see you again.
Cheers.
Lovely. Otis Morgan, a winner again, and he's picked up that second trophy as well as he put it, Artie's trophy, also the trophy for the leading novice rider as well. And that's him done for the day. We've got one more race still to come. We've given you the runners and riders for that, haven't we? We've looked at the horses in the paddock. We've got Simon here, though, who can update us on betting. So you said that Board of Trade was odds on.
Yeah.
I think Sandford Castle will run a good race.
Yeah.
What's the Sandford Castle position?
Sandford Castle is the second favourite. So at 2-1. So you get Board of Trade at 1-2 in places down there. Sandford Castle at 2-1, and then this Briac is 4-1, which is the bookies' margin.
Right. Excellent. So that is the betting. Let's take you back to the paddock now. We did get an opportunity to see all the horses in the paddock. The riders are just they're just arriving. So there we've got Board of Trade, the colours there just going off to the right of your picture, the dark colours with the orange there. That's Sandford Castle's colours, Aaron Butterfield, and the other colours, this Briac, will be basically yellow. In fact, Amy Benelick's not here just yet, so she'll be with us shortly in colours that are predominantly yellow. And I'll tell you what, the whole of today, we've got another guest now, so we'll come back from the paddock. George Welch is here from the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, which is such a massive supporter of point-to-point racing and hunter chasing in the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area, and indeed geographically in Devon and Cornwall. And George is here now. Well, it's been another thoroughly enjoyable day.
Brilliant, absolute party, another party at Flete. Not quite such a big crowd, but actually
weather-wise, not quite as warm. Well, I don't know about you.
We've been running around, but just perfect, really, for horse racing, and really good, softer-sided, good ground. They've done a brilliant job, haven't they? And I think they reap the benefit here from saying they'll provide a good, safe racing surface.
We've had a decent number of runners. I've heard people love to grumble, don't they?
Yes,
They love. I heard someone saying, one of the other point-to-point fixtures today, the ground wasn't what they said it was going to be.
And
but
so
here, everyone has
they do
said,
the job, and it's a massive. It's not just putting on a point-to-point here. It's a bit of an event.
It's a big social, massive social
and a
event.
big crowd, lots of potential footpath problems, and get the traffic in without causing a problem up on the main road. So they do the Dartmoor do brilliantly, and we at Totnes and Bridgetown really are the flea on the camel's back here.
Well, I think you're the Chancellor of the Exchequer as well.
Yeah, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, but it's a great combination and a great initiative and it shows the value of having a regional outposts as opposed to just a pure national head office.
Go on, say what you mean.
Because Devon and Cornwall, Frank Yeo set up this meeting for the profits from the meeting, which is in the name of Totnes and Bridgetown. We will return everything to racing in Devon and Cornwall. And so
all those cars over there,
the profit after the day's costs and the Dartmoor have their share.
Right.
100% of the money. Totnes and Bridgetown, we're not in the. There will be no tax on the meeting. It will go 100%.
Shareholders aren't having a big party.
No. And the directors' fees are very low.
Well, and just so Totnes and Bridgetown. Totnes used to be a racecourse until 1939.
Yeah.
Like lots of other racecourses, didn't reopen after the war.
Perfect.
But the company kept going.
Absolutely. And my grandfather was chairman before the war.
Right.
And there was a little part of the racecourse which was sold as part of an industrial estate, and that's
is it now Curry's or something now?
Well, it's a whole sort of plum base what have you. But that little tiny pot of money we've managed very carefully, and it's a little bit bigger pot of money, and so we can do good works.
So racing, some races here, some races at Buckfast Lee.
The Champion Chase at Buckfast Lee. We do 6 open races.
Newton Abbot and Devon and Exeter.
5 hunter chases, 3 at Exeter, 2 at Newton. And it's such a pleasure for us because we're all... Anthony Marmy White, the Flete Park owner, is one of our directors.
Oh, right.
So it's pushing against an open door to support pointing.
Well, it's great that you're able to do it, and the money from today will go back in, and there are literally hundreds of people here who are loving it.
Yeah, and that's what it's about.
Really.
And actually, it's a lot of people who come to Flete might be once a year goers, race goers, but we're sowing the seeds for people to be interested in racing.
And it's lovely. I'll tell you what, I love the stories every year. Ella Herbert, her first winner today. Lovely to see Olive Nichols and Paul Nichols here winning.
Otis Morgan.
Otis Morgan there. And he was saying what fun it was because he knows your son so well. And
Michael
Trenier, who was in the race. But the banter didn't last very long because Otis got too far in front.
But Tamby was, this time yesterday, was in Newcastle at university.
Right.
And he managed to get a flight and a bus for £45. to ride back,
He's not his father's son for nothing.
No, we've got to do a deal.
Excellent. Well, look, well done today. Another really good fun day, and thank you very much indeed.
Cornelius, thank you.
Lovely to chat. As George Welch from the Totnes and Bridgetown Races Company, which you'll quite often see on race cards or in the newspapers or whatever, sponsoring races. Or with their name attached to races at Exeter and at Newton Abbot and indeed here and at Buckfastleigh. And it's that company. It's just really such a good story, isn't it? That it was sold off for a shopping centre or whatever, but they kept the money, they invested it, and they used the income to support point-to-point racing and national hunt racing in hunter chases in the southwest. Right, the horses, while we were talking to George, have all made their way to the starting point. So they're coming through the picture there. I can see Sandford Castle. So Sandford Castle there, and there's Board of Trade just behind. Won't miss Board of Trade during the race. Lovely bright colours and distinctive colouring on the actual horse as well. And there's the yellow. We didn't see those colours before. The yellow colours of Vishbriac. The yellow with the blue cap. Under skies that are just getting a little bit darker, but there's no chance of rain, I don't think. And there's this Briac. Let's just bring up that caption again to just confirm our three runners for this final race of the afternoon. There we are. Oh, that was quick. Oh, there it is. Number 2, Board of Trade with Chloe Emsley. 7, Sandford Castle with Aaron Butterfield. And this Briac, number 10, with Amy Benelick on board. So thank you for our captions throughout the afternoon. In fact, there will be more captions to come, but we've got one race to come as well. And this Briac, Amy Benelick, owner, trainer and rider, qualified via the East Cornwall, won 3 point-to-points, but not for a year or two now. Well beaten so far this season, has won a couple of races under rules. Just amazed that both of them were at Leicester and both on quite soft ground. But that's concentrate now on Board of Trade. Lovely shots of Board of Trade there and of Chloe Emsley. Really lovely looking horse, Board of Trade. Alan King used to train. Board of Trade is an 11-year-old by Black Sam Bellamy. Good solid breeding. Ed Walker trains, qualified with the Axevale Harriers. The Ed Walker Racing Club and the Group of Otters partnership are the owners. Board of Trade fell on the final circuit in a conditions race won by Alternative at the last Fleet meeting. 3-runner race and was still very much in the hunt when falling. That was a fortnight ago. They didn't have another go at the 4-miler today. They've decided to go for the veteran horses race, and Board of Trade the strong favourite. I think they're nearly on their way. Mark Dennis has been doing all the hard work describing the action today, and here we go for the last at Fleet.
So they're under starters' orders and they've left the start pretty quickly, and this break was the one that led them out over the first of the 18 fences, then about 3 lengths clear of Sandford Castle in second, and Board of Trade the back marker then as they just momentarily disappear from view. So these veteran horses, all over 10 years old, and they reappear then and race on over fence number 2, this break. Amy Benelick still with about a 2-length advantage over Sandford Castle. 3 lengths then back to Board of Trade and Chloe Emsley. The 2-1 on favourite Board of Trade. Sandford Castle 7-5 chance, and this break the outsider at 4-1 then as they begin their descent down over the hill for the first time. So this break, the nominated front runner, and they've completed the descent now race along the level and onwards towards fence number 3. And again they've all jump and land without incident, and race slightly left-handed now to make this small climb up into the home straight. So this break with the advantage, and now we'll race on towards fences 4, 5 and 6, passing the judge en route up the home straight. So this break by 4 lengths to Sanford Castle, partnered by Aaron Butterfield. Aaron based up in Dorset, and the day job is working for trainer Colin Tizard, and they're over that safely, and he trains his pointers himself in the afternoons. So they continue on then up to the top of the home straight, and all over that safely. Now it's right-handed, and they head out into the country in full for the first time. So this break by a length to Sanford Castle, 2 lengths then back to Board of Trade and Chloe Emsley. Chloe on the 4-winner mark for the season. And racing up to the open ditch then for the first time. So this break comes to it, jumps it well out in front. The leader, maybe 3 lengths clear now of Sanford Castle, another 3 or 4 then to Board of Trade as they've completed a circuit now, racing past the start and on towards another plain fence. And as they do so, this break jumped and measured that nicely. The leader, Sanford Castle, was also pretty efficient over it, and now they race out behind the trees for the second time. And Sanford Castle ran at the Axevale last week, finished 3rd on that occasion. So as they take the fence at the far end, and this break just gone a little bit close to it, just lost a little bit of momentum. That goes back into a 2-length advantage over Sanford Castle. So now they're on the big turn at the far end of the course to begin their second descent, and down over they come. So this break, the nominated front runner, led from Flagfall so far. Sanford Castle back on the inside, and Board of Trade's a little bit wider out as they tackle the fence along the level. And again, they're all over that safely, and now race left-handed to come into the home straight for the second time. And this break looks to be travelling quite nicely within himself, the outsider of the trio, as they come to what will be the final fence in the circuit's time. Pace just picked up a notch or 2 now. And this break's just increased the tempo and it's gone 5 or 6 lengths clear of Sanford Castle and Board of Trade, as they now race inside the final circuit and on towards 2 plain fences. This break out over the first of them, out over safely, and on to the next at the top of the home straight. Sanford Castle right on the inside in second, Board of Trade a little bit wider out, and just third at the moment, Board of Trade, as this break just does increase the pace. The other two pursuers are up to within about a length of the lead now. Sanford Castle to within a length of the leader as they climb up then to the open ditch for the second and final time in this Veterans Horse contest. So this break out over, and Sanford Castle just got a reminder there. Board of Trade still travels within himself quite well at the moment under Chloe Emsley, as they race on past the start then and on towards this plain fence. As they come to it now, this break jumped out really well. Sanford Castle also just a little bit sticky on landing there. Give him a shake of the reins on landing by Aaron Butterfield. So they now race up towards the third last then. They reappear this break, now joined on the inside by Sanford Castle. They come to the next, they're right over that safely. A good jump there by the leader, and just goes on by 2 lengths now. Sanford Castle now hard ridden by Aaron Butterfield. Board of Trade looks to be now making a move on the outside and goes into second from this break. Sanford Castle back in third now and looks to be toiling slightly as push becomes shove, as they continue down over the hill then for the final time. They've completed the descent then and now race along the level, and this break being tackled by Board of Trade on the inside, and Sandford Castle back around about 5 or 6 lengths back adrift in third. So they race slightly left-handed then to come up into the home straight, and Board of Trade on the inside up to tackle this break, who's been really game so far, but Board of Trade just takes over now, goes on by a half length though. This break now shaken up on the outside, and these two have it between them as Board of Trade just pulls out a little bit more on the run to the line. Board of Trade's going to take the veterans race from this break, and Sandford Castle will finish in third.
So, Board of Trade, successful on the card for the second year running. Last year it was the 4-miler. This year the veteran horses race for 9 years old and upwards. And this the Olympus Plant and Tool Hire veteran horses race. Olympus Plant and Tool Hire from Newton Abbot. And Board of Trade, you know, people talk about smaller fields, etc., but nothing much wrong with that race with just 3 runners. And Board of Trade coming home the winner. Just in the foreground, Sandford Castle, and then that was a big run from this Briac in third place. But Board of Trade has won again. Let's just see how he did it. Board of Trade, as they confirm the results on the course. Here's this Briac has run a cracker with Amy riding, Amy Benelek. At this point, Aaron Butterfield is working quite hard on Sandford Castle, and then there's a tiny bit of argy-bargy through that. Nothing serious, but a tiny bit of argy-bargy through that gap, coming down the hill then towards 2 out. And the yellow with the blue cap of this Briac showing up well, but look at Board of Trade, it's just getting into top gear with Chloe Emsley, isn't it, as they head towards 2 out. So this Briac still in front at the second last. Yeah, lovely use of that shot again. And I must say, this Briac, the 11-year-old, is responding well to the urgings of his owner, trainer, rider. So he's a length down now. 7 minutes 11 seconds was the eventual time, and the distance is 1.5 and 20. And Amy keeps this Briac going, so that's a nice run. But Board of Trade, he's just too good. And this 11-year-old, trained by Ed Walker, well done to the Ed Walker Racing Club and to the Group of Otters Partnership. And you know, the form was in the book, wasn't it? A winner on the track last year, admittedly over further, going okay when falling on the final circuit of a conditions race at the last time, and now successful today. Ran at both fixtures in 2021, ran in both fixtures in 2022, and is the winner of 2 out of 4 races, is Board of Trade. 1 under rules for Alan King. So look at how busy the car parks have been. Top of your picture, first of the cars just leaving after this entertaining afternoon in the South Devon countryside. Hope you've enjoyed it via the live stream. Actually, while we're watching those cars go out, we can have a look and confirm the results from the afternoon here at Fleet. Just sad they won't be doing it again here for another year, till next April. Not sure the point-to-point fixture list is confirmed for next year yet, but hopefully there'll be a couple here at Fleet. So race 1 at 2 o'clock, that 3-mile maiden race, won by Josh Newman, his 102nd winner as a point-to-point rider. Number 3, Cool Simon, the winner at 3-1, beating the favourite Hold Me Tight. Gunnar Vick running in third place, and distance is 4 lengths and a neck. Cool Simon doing that well for the Channing family. So that was our first result of the day. Then race 2, the restricted. Vinnie Webster third in the first race. He won this one. Had his little baby with his partner and his baby with him today. He's ridden 3 winners since the baby was born 12 weeks ago, Willow. And Say About It, ridden by Vinnie Webster, at odds of 6-4, finishing alone in that restricted race this afternoon. I should just, actually, before we go on to talk about that, let's just give these races their proper full names. The first race, the Francis Clark maiden race, won by Call Simon. And then the second race of the afternoon, the Hassel Law restricted race, won by Say About It with Vinnie Webster. Oh, but let's have that caption back, please, of race 3. The Ladies Open race over a distance of 4 miles. The Totnes and Bridgetown Ladies Open race. Olive Nichols on Virac beating her sole rival, Chloe Emsley, on Dancer du Large by 6 lengths, as you can see. Then a red letter day in race 4. The Flete Park Conditions race, which was sponsored by Marchand Petit. A red letter day for Ella Herbert, Ella Herbert on Field Exhibition. Her first success, beat No Escape and Dry Old Party, won by 10 lengths Field Exhibition. Given a really well judged ride in that 2.5 mile race by Ella. See No Escape, see her running in a 3 mile race. Have a look at her in the future. Then we go on to race 5, which was won by, this was the Bruin Dolphin Devon and Cornwall area conditions race, the Artemis Morgan Happiest When Hunting race for novice riders, and the race won by number 1 Alternative with Otis Morgan. Not certain why we haven't got the starting prices of that. What was the starting price of Alternative in the 5th race? Somebody can shout it at me. And beat race 5, won by number 1 Alternative at 6-4 on favourite, and Syracuse's Dream second at odds of 11-4. Thanks very much indeed, Simon, coming to the rescue there. That was in the 5th race, and then the one that most recent race, the Olympus Plant and Tool Hire Veteran Horse Conditions race, won by number 2 Board of Trade, 6-4 on favourite, ridden by Chloe Emsley, beating This Briac, who's run a cracker at 9-2 in second, and Sanford Castle finishing 3rd of the 3. Just to confirm those distances, 1.5 lengths and 20 lengths, a time of 7 minutes and 11 seconds. And the weighed-in signal has been given. It's official, as they say. It is official. So that concludes the entertainment.
Wonderful afternoon's racing here at Flete Park.
That concludes the entertainment from the track this afternoon. Simon's still here, so he will just confirm the starting prices on the last race of the day. Just confirm those SPs.
Board of Trade 4-6. This Briac 9-2, and Sanford Castle the novel price of 7-5.
Excellent. So just confirmation of those starting prices at the end of the day. The loudspeakers in good voice still, as you can see, presentations being made to those involved with Board of Trade, successful in our last race of the afternoon. Well, this has, and there are the happy scenes in the winner's enclosure. This is the live stream presented by the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area. We've been live at Flete today, and indeed a fortnight ago today. Those are all on the bottom of the screen there. Oh, let's try and get that right. Yep, pointing to them. All the various platforms that you can follow point-to-pointing in the Devon and Cornwall area. The live stream will be back again for a couple of times in May. We'll be at Upcut Cross, so look forward to being on parade there. Robert Cooper will be here for one of them as well. In the meanwhile, have a very good bank holiday weekend. Point-to-point racing continuing on Sunday and indeed on bank holiday Monday. All sorts of fixtures around the country. All the Devon and Cornwall news on pointingdc.co.uk and via pointtopoint.co.uk. You can get all the national news as well. I know the Warwickshire point-to-point is taking place on Monday. and if I play my cards right, I might even be able to get there. In the meanwhile, from Fleet this Saturday afternoon, from all the team here, thanks to all the technical team and the production team who are behind the scenes, and we'll see you again very soon. See you soon. Bye bye.
Action-packed.
Countrywide.
Sports for all.